I just reactivated Windsurf for $60 a month. And today we're going to go take a look at Wave 2. So Windsurf have just made some new announcements today about their new web search, and they're also auto-generated memories. And so for those who haven't been following, this is probably like one of the biggest competitors right now with Cursor. And the problem that Windsurf had before was the fact that you were not able to search the web. So that was kind of like my biggest issue and biggest pain point where I had to just cancel my subscription. And now with this new announcement today, it's like, we got to get on this. We got to try this out today. And so today's live stream is literally just going to be walking through a little bit of the features here of like, what does this look like? It's been a while since I've used it, to be honest, probably like almost a month or so, because, you know, it didn't really fit my needs and I was just using Cursor. And so a lot of the stuff that we're going to cover today is a little bit of just kind of checking out Windsurf Wave 2. Is it going to be worth the $60 a month? You don't have to get that plan, but there's also other plans you can start for free. There's also $15 a month as well. Let's go ahead and just take a look real quick at the pricing. So they have a couple different pricing points here, and they have the free plan, which is forever. Then they have the pro popular tier, and they also have the ultimate tier. So the ultimate tier basically gets you like infinite premium model use, 3,000 premium flow action credits, and so forth. So that's kind of like why I was thinking about that range. I actually pay a little over $60 a month with Cursor because I just use it so much and use so many requests that I actually end up paying that much more. So I'm trying to see if this is going to compare because I'm really trying to launch my app full time here. And so for those who aren't familiar, this is currently the changelog that they've published. So in the changelog, they basically have said that, like we were saying, the URL input. And so I have Windsurf currently pulled up here, and I have it all activated. And so I think one of the first things that people want to look at is like, what does like the web search look like? And so I actually have my project, and since I was using it to code in Cursor, I'm just going to go ahead and hit Bond Dev, and then we're just going to start the project and show you. So what I'm doing is I'm making some updates to my app called Ray Transcribes. And in my app, basically, I'm just kind of regenerating my landing page. Right now, my landing page, if you just go to raytranscribes.com, what ends up happening is like, this is like my current landing page, and literally it's just one call to action. It's just, I just want to deal with people who are wanting to use this to do transcriptions, and I just have a video, and that's pretty much it. So obviously there's a way to log in and use the app, but that's kind of what I've got so far as an MVP. And I've been able to onboard people, but I actually wanted to add more features. So now I've been able to add like a history feature so that people can do these types of things. But today we're just going to go a little bit more and see if we can actually add some more pricing options for my plan. So I want to have like something that's not $0 and not $199 and also not $69. I want to have something that's a little bit more reasonable, maybe like $5 a month or $10 a month, depending on what's going on. And so we should be able to give this task to Windsurf so they can maybe help us do that. And then also I wanted to also show you some of the Asseternity UI components. So I'm actually using Asseternity UI as a template. And so we should be able to grab the code from here and tell it to go ahead and just have Windsurf just grab this and see if it can actually insert it into our project. So that's going to be a really fun test. So this is going to actually utilize the web feature that they have just by grabbing the URL and maybe giving it some context. If you don't know, this is a new feature that's also announced today from Asseternity UI, is this ability to open in V0. So what that means is that we're going to probably cover that a little bit later. I'm getting too sidetracked. I'm so hyped right now. I don't know if you could tell. Like there's just so much going on. This is my first live stream of 2025, so I definitely appreciate you joining in and kind of flowing with me. I just got my new camera setups like here. I got the camera set up there so that we're like talking live. And then we also got the live stream stuff here. So if you're feeling the vibe, give the thumbs up. And I hope everyone's ready, because my boy Get Maxed is already ready. He actually just subscribed to the $60 a month plan, and he's going to follow along. So I don't want to disappoint. And yeah, let's get right into it. So we're all hyped, and it's kind of nice that everyone's joining in. So I definitely appreciate the love. Before I get started, also, I want to let you know about this guy you should follow on X. His name is Ethan, and he does a lot of great deep dives on like Windsurf and Cursor. I think he primarily uses Cursor right now, and is a great software developer and does an amazing deep dives. And he's actually taught me a lot about how to update my Cursor rules and also windsurf rules files. And so this is like the video that he has pinned is probably like the best video that you can watch right now. So definitely recommend that you go follow him. Like definitely a must. The fact that he only has 1,000 followers, like you're going to be in early on this guy. And he's just amazing. So he's got a lot of great content. So by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I'm literally just checking this out because I love to do these types of things. So without further ado, what I'm going to go ahead and do is clone my cursor rules file into the windsurf rules file. So I'm going to do cp.cursor rules and then hit tab to autofill it. So I'm going to copy it and it's going to say windsurf rules. I think that's how I spell windsurf rules. Windsurf rules. Okay. All right. So now I have basically the version here that windsurf should be able to follow. And so what I wanted to do is go to bundev. I think I was just restarting my server here. And in my, what I'm also using right now is this. I'm going to probably make a blog post about this, but I got this from Oliver Kenyon. And he actually posted the anatomy of a high converting sales landing page. So I'm basically trying to model a little bit of my landing page, my new landing page off of this. So I should have like a header component with some of this type of navigation style. And then I should have like a hero image with value prop, CTA, and trust icons. So right now, my new website kind of has like a description like of what it does. So I've actually shown this to my friends and they're like, I asked them, what does my website do? So like the first version, they didn't really have, it's like convert text. But I think this is kind of more accurate as far as like what my app does. And so I was just kind of doing this type of thing here. And the next thing I think I need in my little plan here was, let's see, transformation. So I need a 3-step process with icons and descriptions to show a transformation. So I think that's kind of one of the components I need to add there. So I think that would be really interesting to see if we can go ahead and add that. And in windsurf here, we have this thing kind of up and running. And so with the web components, let's go ahead and take a look and see. I'm just going to have a chat with my code base and just kind of give it some information saying, I need to add update this. How do I do this and where should I do this in my actual code? So this is just going to be testing windsurf a little bit and seeing, I just literally just loaded the project into windsurf and this is kind of my first interaction in a very long time. And I haven't touched the project for a while. So I just want to see like, hey, remind me where all these different files are. So I want to add this to my code base. I'm improving my landing page and I want to add this based off of feedback. What files should I update for this? And then right here at the very blue thing, it just says chat. So we're basically just going to chat with the model. So I think this did not really copy correctly. That's so weird. So I don't know why. It's probably just from the document. Oh, I see. It's because Apple and the way they copy transformates in 3-step process with icons and descriptions. So transformation, show a transformation on your landing page with a 3-step process. And so I'm just going to hit enter. And so this is just going to search through the code base and see if it can actually help me find these types of files. So it's just searching my entire project and searching through. Let me just kind of move myself a little bit out of the way so that we can kind of let it do its thing and you can see. And so it's saying, okay, based on the code I've seen, I'll help you add a 3-step transformation process to your landing page. I want to create a new component for this and add it to your landing page between the hero and pricing section. So it's going to actually create this new transformation steps. I cannot propose edits to files that don't exist. No credits consumed for this tool call. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so then now it's just going to actually propose the new component to the landing page. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Preview and apply. I'll propose the new component and add the landing page update together. Let me just go ahead and get some beats going right now so we can flow. So this is just basically like a discovery thing, and we're just going to flow with this right now. And this is kind of the way that my live streams work. For those who are just kind of following along, we're just going to use Windsurf Wave 2 in just the way that I would normally use it. And so you're just going to hang out with me. We're just going to play some beats and just kind of chill a little bit and see if we can add some features. Let me see if I can catch up with the comments. There's some other people that may have some comments. Can you retweet the cursor tweet that you were? Can you retweet the cursor rules tweet you were talking about? Oh, you mean, yeah, I think I'll do that right now, Doom. You're talking about this guy. from Yifan. I think it's one simple rules file. I think it's this one here. I'm going to retweet this one. Let's go. That way you can find it. Sick. Cool. Let's go back to Windsurf. Cool. Thank you for that. Keep this chill right now. All right, let's see. So the new component and the landing page will update together. That's hot. Okay. So upload, wand, download. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I created component, edit feature steps are in. So if I wanted to preview it, what does that look like? Ooh, okay. So it just puts it into the framer motion. Okay, let's go. Nice. I just hit apply and then what happens? One file needs review. Page, accept all. Okay. Let's just see what happens. Let's see. So I should just have it here, right? Refresh. Oops. Sorry, I didn't have full screen on. Okay. So let's see. Here we are. And nothing. There's an error. What's going on? This is a bug in React Server Components Bundler. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to say, I'm just going to copy and paste this type of thing. Unhandled runtime error, could not find the module. So I think what it's doing, this is bug in the React bundler. Oh, that's so strange. Let's see, let's just kind of review the code real quick. I just kind of YOLO'd it. Okay, so we're importing framer motion and we're going to the utils folder. What did I do in my utils folder? Okay, I already have this in here. That's strange. So I added a function to do this, and then it's basically using the motion div stuff in my code base and somehow failed to apply this. Let's just kind of restart the server. Whoop. Don't know what's going on. Okay. Okay, so I guess it's trying to commit the message. So I want to see if I can actually maybe undo the change. I'm going to undo it. Control Z should be able to undo me. So I'm going to go ahead and go to write chat. Can you just write the file? It fails to apply. Right. Can you now create the new, let me move my head, boy. All right. So this is, it's been a while since I've streamed. And so I appreciate your patience right now while we're kind of working through this. And so what I'm trying to do right now is basically I'm trying to add some like this new section into my hero page. And that's based off of this type of thing here from this actual document in this preview. So it's called a transformation. So I want to make a high converting landing page. And I need to actually, after I show my call to action, is to show what is it that you're going to go through in order for you to like convert, and like, why is this actually important for you for my transcription? And so I'm trying to have actual like Windsurf implement this for us. And so in this process, I tried to actually make some of the changes in the code. And, it said it was going to create a new component called this, and it can't create the files. So then I was like, let's go ahead and create a new component and actually just put it back into the pages thing. So can you just create the pages thing for it? So I started off with the chat, revert to this step. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and confirm revert. All right. So we're going to go back here and we're just going to go ahead and write. Just write this thing. So write. And then just send again. So I'm going to try to resend this. And so after it creates this text, what I'm trying to do here after this is going to go ahead and go back to my Ascertainty UI components. So in those component pages, I'm going to try to give it this web link, and it should be able to go in there and just grab those components and then style them the way that they are using, because I'm already using an Ascertainty template for my actual app. So I should be able to make this here. So that's kind of the logical thinking that I kind of forgot to say out loud because I just got really busy. But this is my first live stream of 2025. It's been a little while. It's probably over a month since I've done a live stream. So I'm just kind of getting back into the flow of things. So I definitely appreciate everyone's forgiveness as we're getting back into this, but we're just going to hang. This is what we do. This is not a show. This is like totally live, right? This is not enhanced. I'm not sponsored. I'm just hanging out coding with you, just like the way I would probably hanging out with y'all. So like at a cafe or something like that. So this is what we do right now. So cool. What's good, Ray? Can't see your screen anymore. Okay. Chat is best for asking questions. And then when you want it to write code, just switch to write. Yes. Yeah. I think that's kind of what's going on. I am Don. What's happening? Appreciate everyone who's been joining. Also, my folks on X still working, huh? Yeah. So, and then I was able to fix the screen as well. All right, so let's get it popping here. So I just basically went to revert back into the text, by hitting the revert to the step. So that way, any of those changes that went in went completely back. And now I'm just kind of moving forward because I just had the write enabled. So it looks like it should have done the right thing here. And it created the transform steps component in my components folder here. Yep. Let's just take a look. Yeah, use client. Okay, that's great. Yep. What's the deal with these? Oh, it's just the class names order issue with linting. Okay. It should be able to read my ESLint rules file, right? Prettier. Lint. Yeah, I have a whole definition here. It should be able to read as far as like how I should write the code for it, but it's okay. I mean, I just want to make sure it works. Okay, so technically it should, since the files are written in here, I should just be able to refresh and see the page. So refresh. Moment of truth, y'all. Okay, cool. So we have this thing here. Let me see if I could just kind of move my head a little bit more. So here is basically, this is kind of interesting. So I just, how it works, how to transform your audio into text in 3 simple steps: record, transform, review. Okay. So yes, I think what I could do is just then, look at so it has the framer motion thing. And right now it has no sense of style. So it doesn't actually know that the style should be from, using my existing components. I would think it does, but hey, it matched the colors and everything. I mean, that's all part of the style there. So I think what I want to do next is then go ahead and go to my, let's go ahead and see if we can search for the right component to actually show this type of thing. So I'm using As Eternity UI. And what's great about this is basically I should be able to take any of these types of things and just kind of add them right in. So maybe it's a bento grid that we do this. No, I don't think a bento grid. What about canvas reveal effect? Ooh. Oh. Bruh, this is kind of fire right now. I like this. It's sort of a call to action. Oh, you have to put your mouse over it, which I kind of don't like, to be honest. I like it, but I don't like it. Container cover. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Call to action. What would you even call this type of thing? God, there's so many good stuff in here. Okay, there's a little too much. Let me go to 21st.dev and then let's see if we can use something from here to help us refactor this type of code here. So the thing that we're doing is I'm improving my landing page. I'm doing a transformation. And so they show this type of thing as far as a transformation. So let's go back to 21st.dev. If you don't know about this, it's basically where you can get these components and literally just tell it to, add it into your code base. And that actually will give us the prompts for it. So I think I want to do, it's called a transformation, but what does that actually look like? So form, date picker, heroes, image, testimonial, scroll area, features. I think it's under features. Whoops, my bad. Features. So with this actual, all components, features. Are there no features? Okay, features. Okay. All right. So feature 1, feature 2 card. I'm trying to look for one that kind of gives the 3 features so that we can understand. Feature with image. Maybe. Yo, this is kind of hot. That's so fire. Let's see. So, Magic UI, Sparkles text. Oh, gosh. Card spotlight. That's pretty fire. Your journey starts here. Maybe like this. Bruh, this is so fire. Oh, you scroll with your mouse pad and does this whole scrolly thing? Y'all ready to cook with this? Let's go. All right, so we can do an npm or a bun install if we wanted to, or we can just grab the copy prompt. So this actually has the copy prompt thing in here so that we can should be able to just get this styled just right in there. So there are two prompt versions. One is a basic prompt, which gets you the prompt for the AI code editors, and the extended one for complex components. So I don't think this is complex, but we could just try this out. So let's go ahead and try basic and just copy the prompt. So copy prompt. Okay, so I'm going to copy the prompt and I'm going to go back to Windsurf, and then I'm going to move my head so that way y'all can see this. See, I'm getting into this thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and accept the changes I have so far, and then I'm just going to paste the prompt in. So let's just review it before we get real like into the cooking. So copy and paste this into the components folder, and then it's basically telling it to put this code into the components folder, which is exactly the template, and then paste these three for the dependencies. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do, remember, do not change the components, create. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is like, please update the feature sections using the following template style, described STY described below. So in here, now if I go ahead and hit enter, hopefully, well, my friends, hopefully, I'm thinking we should be able to cook with this. So like, let's see. So let's see what's going on here. npm install framer motion. So one thing that I want is I'm using bun, and I actually describe that in my cursor rules file. So if I hit command P, I'm going to make my head a little bit smaller. Command P, oh, come on, it's not in here. So in my Windsurf rules, I actually have a thing where it says I'm using bun, right? Bun? No, I don't. Okay, I got to fix it. Okay, so another feature that we found out with Windsurf is technically it has memory. So I wonder if I should just go in here and just say I'm using bun for the install, and it should save that to its memory for the project. Let's try it out. So, so instead of running it, I'm just going to say I'm using bun for the installs for the package manager. Please enter again to interrupt and send a new message. Oh, I see. And there's like the instructions itself say install npm dependencies. Yeah. So, okay, maybe I'll go back. I'll stop this and then I'll go back. I think that's kind of what we got to do here, because I want to go back to here, revert to this step. Yes. Okay. So I'll just describe it here. I'm using bun for installing my packages. Okay. So I'm going to hit enter, send. Let's go. So let's see what happens. All right, let's install the required dependency. So bun, yes. Okay, let's go. Accept. I think I already have framer motion, to be honest, but let me just see. Package.json. Framer. Yeah, I already have framer motion. So I think it's just literally just following the instruction set. And I'm surprised that like this editor didn't go back into that, but we'll see. So I just hit accept. Okay. And another improvement they made to was that the actual standard out stuff, especially if you're doing Python development, I think that's more integrated into your own shell environment instead of using their like a virtual environment that usually most IDEs do. So like if you're using VS Code, sometimes if the shell environment isn't exactly the shell environment from your home environment. And what that means is that you can have stuff running like Python installs and like virtual environments, and they'll get messed up because you're just only running them in like a VS Code instance and not in your like stuff that's installed into your computer. So that kind of messes things up there. So let's see now. Install framer motion. Okay. Created a features section components. Okay, let's go. Okay. Created features section step. Okay, this is... Okay, I don't think I'm ready for this, y'all. I don't think I'm ready for this. This is about to be crazy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, so you'll need to add these 3 images for the features, which is record, transcribe, and export. These should be high quality images that represent each of your step translation. Let me know if you'd like to help creating these appropriate files. Can we just have placeholders for them? Okay, let's see. Let's just see how this page loads up now. Okay, so let's go back in here, refresh this. Let's get it. Let's get it popping, y'all. Dang. Okay. Okay. So we are here. So it says transform your audio in 3 steps. So what is interesting is it's in my app now, but because when I'm scrolling, I'm like scrolling past these actual things instead of actually, wait, is it just animating by itself? Oh, I see. These just automatically scroll. Got it. I'm going to ask it to generate some placeholder images and see if it can get a better sense of this. This looks great. Damn, dude, one shot. So, wow. Okay, let's recap a little bit what's going on. So if you haven't been following, what we're doing right now is we're trying the new version of Windsurf is called Wave 2. So with Wave 2, they've made updates now that connects to the web. And so what can happen now is that you can give it like a URL for documentation. You can give it any type of thing, and it should be able to go out to the web to go ahead and do that. And the other thing that's happening right now is that you are able to, like they made improvements to, I guess, like the model and like fixed a bunch of bugs and stuff. And yeah, like basically in one shot, just like we can see, you know, it's able to do this stuff. And some of the stuff that I'm doing right now is just having it to go do some basic things. So we're just kind of coding with it. And so I'm going to see if it's going to see if it lets us do, can you make some placeholder images or grab something from the @web as placeholders for the images. So I'm going to see if I can like actually go to the web and search for any placeholder images that can fit this type of thing and see if it can come up with some stuff. So it's actually intelligently searching for audio recording microphone studio stuff on Upsplash. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty awesome. Here we go. Yo, okay, let me catch up with the comments while this is doing this. My bad. I've been kind of focused right now. I'm trying to I haven't streamed for a while. So this is kind of like, this is wild. So, okay, I think this is I Am Don talking about the latest version and stuff. So cool. Why not Replit? Right now, I'm just trying out Windsurf right now. And I think I'll try Replit in a little bit. I tried to do it a little bit earlier and it kind of like messed me up because I was trying to do something that wasn't necessarily in their latest update. So that's kind of where I kind of do that. Does Ray read his chats? I do. Sorry, my bad. AI, don't beat it with codes. I really apologize there. I'm just kind of like actually catching up right now because it's been a little while since I streamed. So when I get into the flow of streaming, I'm trying to do this more often. I'm trying to do it like more times a day. And so the beginning of the year, I'm just kind of getting this all set up. So please bear with me. I really appreciate everyone's patience here as I'm kind of catching up with things. And I do love everyone's like fans and everyone who's even contributed to super chats, which is awesome. So this helps reduce some of the errors. Sometimes I just tell it to analyze my current code to fully understand the feature. So yeah. Ray is streaming on YouTube too. Yes, I'm also streaming on YouTube. So if you're watching on X, you can also watch this stream on YouTube as well. So you can catch this in the 1080p. I'm working on something to get this in 4K on YouTube and also 1080p on X and all the other platforms. It requires more bandwidth. And right now where I'm traveling, I don't have that super high bandwidth to do that. But best believe we're going to get this right now. So and big shout outs to everyone who's been watching. We have 420 people watching on the stream. So 420. Blaze it up, my friends. I don't do that stuff, but it's just kind of fun. Web search is a configurable tool that can access the web for you. It'll be used to answer questions that you need real-time content. So hit next. Okay. So let me move my head so you can watch this actually. Okay. So here we go. So what it's saying here is that web search may run sequential searches and consume many credits. So turn it off. To turn it off, go to your settings. Okay. So that's really great news there. So it looks like we just learned that web search actually consumes some of your credits. And so the reason kind of why I went back to just like the ultimate like $60 a month, I was like, let's just YOLO this and see how much we can use it. I code a lot and I am trying to implement new features and play around with new stuff. So I think right now we're just kind of doing a first look and playing with Windsurf. To be honest, I'm not really familiar with Windsurf as much because I use Cursor and I can tell you where everything's at. So I'm just kind of stumbling along like just the way you would. So hopefully this is kind of helpful for y'all. But it's almost kind of the same kind of layout and feel. So this is just letting you guys know what you may run into. So settings, Great. So they have settings here, super complete. I just turned everything on. Okay, that's kind of cute. All right, let's go. All right, so it looks like we should have our site back up and running. So let's go back up in here. Dang, look at that. Oh, this is pretty fire. Let me move my head. All right, so let me kind of move my head up out the way. Dude, like the Matrix, let's go. Yeah. Yo, okay, so just for those who are following, here's what we've done so far. We've taken my website, Ray Transcribes right now, raytranscribes.com. If you just go there, it's just the most flattest landing pages that you'll hit, but it's like really simple and straightforward. Obviously, the price is high for a reason because I didn't have time to onboard people and I was dealing with a lot into the holiday season, into the new year. So now I'm like ready to do actually my next launch. So yeah, definitely stay tuned if you're into that. And what we've done is actually we've gone to, I'm using Asseternity UI. So if you don't know, Asseternity UI is made by a fellow follower of mine. And he's also just a goat himself. His name is Manu. So Manu is like, you know, one of the, I think, founders here of the Asseternity UI. And these are probably like some of the most fire templates that you can have for your websites. So these templates they have that you can, if you get the premium version, which I did, are probably some of the most banging websites right now. So I was actually debating between using like this new one that he has that they just launched. I'm gonna show you this right now. This is just, the heat here is just fire. And I actually may just do a separate live stream of how do we actually code with this type of stuff. So you go this and then like use like something like, see, like I want this. This is what I want in my feature section. I want to see if I can lift this. Maybe I'll lift that. So you see, this is Manu. This is fire. Asseternity UI. If you don't know, this is what you need to know right now. So what it basically does is just saves you a bunch of time. And what I'm a huge fan of is really good design, interaction and stuff. So when you see it, you just kind of know it. It just feels polished. And obviously this takes a lot of work to do. But if you're able to use something like Windsurf or Cursor, what you do is just get the template and just start updating, saying, you know, here's my landing page. Here's these types of things that we need to add or update. So I'm just kind of taking a look here. The other one that's really popular, that's really cool that I like is this other one called Proactive. So this is really fire. This kind of goes along with some of these principles here that we're talking about with like high converting sales pages. So you have a hero, you have a transformation, you have benefits and features. So you have a hero, you have information here about like trust, you know, with the trust badges. You have like some information about what the actual thing is that you're actually looking at. Here's the transformation, automate your social media, obviously with the bento grids. So you're seeing how you could be transformed. And it has more of a transformation. So email automation, cross-platform. This, okay, I might just convert. This is too distracting. I might actually flip my landing page to this one. This is fire. Oh my God. Look at this pricing page. This is beautiful. Jesus. How does this look like on mobile? Oh my God. Of course it's hot on mobile. Let's go. Let's go. What am I doing with my life? I'm just going to flip this. Okay. All right. I'm getting too distracted right now. This is too good. All right. So, yeah. So we're back here. And so far, what it basically is done, we used the web to go ahead and grab some images from Upsplash. And now we're back in. So I'm just going to go ahead and accept all these changes. And in here, what has it done so far? So one thing that I like about Cursor is that there's like a little like, it just would write my commit message for me. And I don't see a way right now to write this commit message. So like if I open up Cursor and go to like my same, cool. So if I go in here and then if I in Cursor go to this little like actual branch thing and I hit this little generate commit message, this will actually just look at all the files that were changed and actually make a commit message for me. So usually it's pretty detailed, especially if I've been coding in Cursor, and it'll tell like it exactly, you know, what all the different messages are. So integrate feature steps, demo, component, landing page and stuff like that. So that's pretty chill. In here, I wish there was something like that. To me, you know, I'd rather automate this type of stuff, which is cool. But that's just kind of a preference and not necessarily like exactly something that's a good or bad, if you know what I mean. So it's just kind of my own preference. So yeah, that's what's up. So let's go and see. Okay. And the stream crashed. Oh, did it crash on YouTube or on X? I think it's back up, Don. So if you're watching on X, just let me know. I think it should be back up. Yeah. Okay. Cool. By the way, I'm currently live on YouTube. So if you're watching right now, and you're basically on X, you can just go to YouTube. It's probably really stable there. If you're also watching, on YouTube, you can go to X, wherever you're at. Those are the currently two where I'm streaming right now. And I think the quality should still be very high. So I'll also post the resources and various things in that thread that I have on my X platform. So, okay. So I think we're good here, right? So like this has a transformation. Like I'm not super sold on this, but like I'm just kind of trying something out here. So I think the next thing I want to do is go ahead and choose my plan. So I want to update this plan to have like a $19 a month tier. So let's just go ahead and see if we can do that. So I want to update my plan. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just say I want to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go chat with it a little bit. Let's now focus on updating my plan to have a $19 a month tier. Please review the existing plans and come up with some compelling copy to help sell this. Please review all of the plans and also update the copy for so it makes sense for a person who wants to use the service. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chat. I'm just gonna YOLO this. Let's go ahead and write it. Let's go write it out. Let's just do this. I mean, why not? This is the whole thing's like about Git and stuff. It's like you can always undo these types of things. So that's what's up. Yeah, Ray's really behind on reading the chat. My bad. Yeah. So it's up on YouTube. Okay. Asset Eternity UI is nothing new. They just took Tailwind UI and added it to their website with Magic UI. Yeah. So Asset Eternity UI is its own style. Like they have their own team, their own designers, and so all these people try to use these like design components, and then you can make it yours. So for those who don't know, if you use CN, you don't have to rewrite how a button looks like. You just literally take that button component and just start styling it. And so now you have your own style. So like Magic UI, does that. And what's great about it is that it's super plugging. Like if you can design using those types of frameworks, then you can plug in, and it's like really easy to share with many people. So it becomes kind of like, that's the whole point. It's like, you don't want to keep repeating yourself, and you'll end up realizing that there's so many parts of code you keep repeating over and over again, especially as a designer. So it's just easy to kind of make something that you have like as your, kind of thesis there. So, yeah, so that's what's up. So let's see what's going on here. So what did it do? Let's kind of review. So it edited the pricing. Let's go. Okay. So let's just take a look because the changes are live. We just YOLO'd. Free trial. Creator, $19 a month. Professional, $69 a month. Let's go. Enterprise, $199. That's awesome. Why can't you ask it to commit a message? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll go ahead and do that. I like this idea. So, okay, so this is interesting. So what I'm using, because I'm using Claude Sonnet as the model here, I'm really comfortable like letting it actually do my copy for me. And so would you like me to make adjustments to pricing points? Are there features of any tiers, so forth? So, yeah, so I think that's pretty good. So I don't know. What I also have is, let's see. Yeah, this looks pretty fire. Go Pro, start creating, start free. So let's just kind of review this. So I have a free trial. So if I'm on mobile, by the way, this is kind of what it looks like on mobile. I see the whole thing. I'm able to see these like transformations and stuff. This is pretty cool. So record, upload, and then simple transparent pricing. So if you could go free trial, you get 30 minutes of transcription, high accuracy AI, basic text editor, standard support, export to TXT. Then you have a creator plan. So 10 hours of transcription a month. And then you got the $69 a month plan for the 50 hours. Okay. This is pretty cool. That's pretty straightforward, very simple. I think for me, I would like to, I don't think that this matters. It kind of annoys me that I can't click it and do the things, but we'll see that a little bit later. So yeah, why don't we just ask it to accept all? Please create a git commit message for me. Let me just do this in chat. So let's see. I'll create it. The model produced an invalid tool call. Trying again. No credits consumed. Okay. Feature. Enhancing landing page and pricing structure. Added 3-step feature showcase with framer motion. Introduced a new plan. Landing page. Yo, I like this commit message. I'm not going to lie. This is really good. Wow. This is actually really good. Yeah. The way it's stretched on mobile for the pricing plan. Yeah. I kind of want a cleaner look too. Yeah. I agree with you on that, Doom. But I think that's part of the framework, right? So it's like we go here on mobile. Yeah. It looks a little too stretched on mobile. What do you think? I think too. Let's go ahead and let's start something new. So before we do this, let's go ahead and start writing. So the pricing plan on mobile looks a little stretched. So in the pricing plan, the way that it's laid out, I think, I'm trying to remember because it's been a little while since I've touched this code, but what I'm hoping it updates is there's actually a way where the columns are defined, and it should be able to change that column layout in Tailwind. So it's been a little while since I touched this code. That's why I kind of forgot about it, but I'm hoping that, I mean, that's the whole point of coding with AI, right? Like you're like, I know how it should want it. So you spend less time searching. The other thing too, is that you're kind of spitting up a lot of gears when you're getting back into code again, which is okay. But if you're kind of, for me, basically I'm a solo founder. I'm trying to get into content creation, doing a lot of different things, meetings and taking care of like my health, taking care of my health of like another friend and so forth. So like things get a little busy, and I can't always keep the code in my head all the time. So looks like a little stretch, and I'd like it to look better. I don't know if it can actually look better, look cleaner. And let's just see what it kind of comes up with here. Ray, is there any payment integration that worked best outside of the US, like other than Stripe, in countries like South Asian countries? Kishin Capital, I'm not really that familiar with that. If anyone in the chat is familiar, please help out Kishan. By the way, I'm going to be starting a Discord very, very soon. I was supposed to start it last week, but I got caught up with a whole bunch of things, life related, but I'm getting that created. I actually have it created, but I'm kind of going through the different rules and making sure that everything's okay. It's just going to be really bare basic. It's totally free for everyone. So I would love for you, if you have a chance, just go to rayfernando.ai and then just drop your email. Once you drop your email in there, what you want to go ahead and do is just, I'm going to send emails to you saying, hey, I'm just confirming that I'm, you, and then like, you're the one that actually signed up for this service. Go ahead and reply back and say Discord, like, can you give me the Discord link? And then from there, I should be able to get you like the link to the Discord and so forth. So that's kind of the way I'm doing it right now. There's a bunch of people. If you're on X, just send me a DM. If you've already sent me a request, I'm going to just get around to it when I get the link all set up, and then get people invited. So that's kind of the way I'm doing it right now for those who are watching. Also, I have my latest vlog where I kind of talk about some of these techniques with the cursor and so forth. So yeah, keep in mind, this is just a exploratory thing, and we're going to playing around with this. So let's take a look here and see what it did. So I've made several improvements to the pricing plan. So card component change, reduced padding, layout improvements, font sizes, spaces. Okay. Does it look cleaner? Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't know. I think the font looks too small, to be honest. I'm going to just do reject all. Yeah, it looks the same. I didn't see any difference in mobile. Yeah. Can we try doing 2 cards in at once, or make the fonts bigger with 1 card so it doesn't feel so small? Like, I think that's the problem. Oh, Eric, how's it going? Awesome, man. Yo, hit me up. Send me a DM, Eric. I'd love to meet up if you're on the like I'm currently in Lanikai, so we can kind of hang out. Hi, Leva. That's what's up, man. That's cool. Are you guys catching the big waves out there? I heard there's a swell coming in, so that's gonna be really, really cool. Ask Perplexity or ChatGPT that question. The number of the font is way too small. Yeah, I agree. Ray is head of the ChatGPT and more familiar with these types of tools. Yeah, let's see. I'll update the layout to show the 2 cards side by side in mobile and just the font to be more prominent. Let's just see what it does. I'm just really curious. Sometimes, like, you just got to let these models be creative. So, see what they do. Okay, refresh. I kind of like it a little bit better. It looks more clean. It has like these like rounded edges and stuff that are much cleaner. It doesn't go all the way to the edge, which is nice. It has a little bit of drop shadowy type of thing between these 2 cards, which is kind of cool. I mean, I like this change better. Yeah, I kind of want this bolded. It just actually doesn't. Let's see. Oh, actually, this is hot. for the web view. Oh, I like this. This makes sense. Except for the limited spots part, but yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, sold. So now I think that's what's happening on the mobile view. Yeah, so here we go on mobile, like an iPad. You get 2. I kind of like this new responsive thing. That's pretty hot. Ooh. Oh man, that's kind of cool. And this is like mini mobile. Yeah. But why have 4 pricing plans? I'm with you on that. I'm really just trying to do 3, to be honest. And I was actually trying to see if I could do something for enterprise. So my original plan was just to have something like enterprise related that was actually going to be much higher. Like literally, like what I was thinking here was going to actually be like 500 to like $1,000 a month. And literally it just have this API service that's just hot and ready, already running on AWS, and like you could just feed it like thousands of hours and just have it just crush and stuff. And so I won't necessarily build the full thing out. Like I have a like prototype that already works for a lot of people, but not necessarily like, you know, super uptime crazy. So I just thought, well, why don't I just get my first customer and then start to build out the rest of it and focus on that? Because that one customer will cover like, you know, if I get 100 people sign up for $5 a month, you know, like like that type of thing. So like, you know, depending on the traffic and whatever's going on, I feel like I could serve the enterprise, but like $199 still seems pretty cheap for an enterprise plan, to be honest, but it's unlimited. So I feel like unlimited asterisk, and I'm still kind of trying to figure this out. So if you're interested, just let me know. Like I actually want to build these features for you. If you want to try this app out right now for free, send me a DM on X. I will get you access to this app so you can just start using it. And the only thing I ask for you is to give me feedback. So that's all I want to do. So let me know what you want to build. Somebody told me that they wanted to chat with their YouTube videos. And so, you know, they're basically using this to get their YouTube videos and start chatting with it. They download the videos and they put it on there, and it's really, really fast. So right now, if we go to raytranscribes.com, all right, let me just show you like currently working in localhost. So if we go transcribe in here, actually let's just go to ratetranscribes.com. So we should be able to log in here. Oh, I want to test my new thing. So I have a new thing where basically it shows pixelations, and this would be really cool. So I can see the blur. Yeah, this is really fun. Or the pixelations. So in the pixelations, what I could do is just do like a login here. This is so cool. So, okay, I'm already logged in. This is nice. And this is kind of why I wanted to fix it. So, all right, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and unpixelate myself so that way you guys can see the screen. So here we go. Okay. Did I mess this up? Oh no, I gotta, okay. Okay, so here we are. I am signed in. So what I do is I select the video. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a short here or something. So this is about 2 minutes and 53 seconds. I go ahead and upload this, hit generate transcripts, and basically what ends up happening is that the audio gets processed and the transcripts are generated just like that. So you have the whole thing generated in seconds. So you can imagine how useful this is. If you have meetings, you have all these different things. You start a new transcription, you select the video. We could do something longer. So the reason why I made this is because I have live streams, right? This is a 48-minute live stream. I'm going to go ahead and upload, generate transcripts. I would spin up my Mac and it would just take forever to like get everything running. And if I was editing videos and doing things, like it would just, everything would slow to go really, really slow because I had to load this like language model. I had to do this processing on this type of thing. So I just like, why can't we just use the power of the internet and all these different types of services to do that? So that's kind of why I made this app. So like I'm basically doing a bunch of client-side processing. I'm also doing some other processing and then streaming it back up and back down. So we just transcribed that entire 48 minute live stream into like these SRT files and text files. So what you can do from here is then just start going to chat with like ChatGPT and telling it and asking it questions. So you can see this entire thing was generated, and this is about 48 minutes here at the bottom. So like that's insane. So yeah, like now I could take this type of thing and then go to like Claude. So within Claude, I can just say projects, and I could say SEO. So I could say generate a blog post. Please generate a blog post from this. And so my goal is to actually make this exact workflow available within Ray Transcribes. So that way, if you have something to transcribe, this is something I do all the time. So I literally just paste in the transcript and it will start to generate the actual thing. So obviously it failed for whatever reason because of my network connection. And yeah, that's all. So I also use Windsurf. I like it so far. Why is dark? Dude, this is something I fixed because of the way I was implementing it. I need to have like a theme provider. And so right now I'm reading basically the theme from your background and I don't do the flip. So this is something I actually fixed in my localhost version that has not updated yet, but it's actually already fixed here. So if I go to dashboard, you see I fixed it here, and then I can even change it back and forth. So, but I wanted to show you the one that's running currently on Ray Transcribes. So that's kind of why I was like, I need to reactivate my pro account. I need to do some other changes and push these types of things here. So can you share the SEO project knowledge with us? Yeah, I think, why not? I think I may already have a blog post about this. I'll have to share that with you. So just so that you know, this is the current blog post. So this took this transcript from my 48-minute live stream, and then literally about running models locally and how to run ChatGPT AI models locally. So a guide. So it basically took my entire live stream and made it an entire guide for me that I could just post on. Look at that. Getting started. Download and install. Like this is literally exactly what I said in my live stream. And it even broke down all the different things I said. And this is crazy, right? This is the power of AI. And this is why it's really amazing, because this is literally from my live stream, like all the stuff that I said in those 48 minutes. So like practical applications, right? Blog posts. This is so cool. This is actually insane. And we did this in like 5 minutes, less than that, right? That's ridiculous. So rayfernando.ai. If you haven't done that yet, check that out. Definitely sign up with the email. Hey, when I reply with you, just reply with Discord and I'll get you the Discord link. And then let me go ahead and see if I have I have not published that part yet. So I've published other stuff like the prompt for my Claude Sonnet thing that I would use for coding with Next.js, but I have not published that. Wait, hold on. I think I did it down here. Hold other prompts. So in other prompts down below, marketing prompt. So this is what do marketing analysis. So let me work on finishing that blog post for you. So that way that y'all can have this and you can just start generating some really good blog posts. So this actually comes from this project knowledge, which is about a SEO friendly video content generator. So this literally will just break down. What I have it do is do some pre-processing analysis on the actual transcription itself. And the next I do like a title generation. And then I have to go through an exercise after that to recommend the different things. So it's a very long post, but this is so good. Let's use O1 Pro for this. So check this out. So let's just go to O1 Pro. So chatgpt.com. And so we're going to take the same transcript and see if we can use O1 Pro with this. Actually, I'm going to use ChatGPT app because it's not that it's much faster, but I find it much more reliable for this type of stuff. So O1 Pro. So I have an O1 Pro account. So we're going to paste these instructions in here in O1 Pro. So SEO friendly content generator. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do, like these are instructions. And then I'm going to take the transcript here. Here is the transcript. And then go back to our transcript file that I downloaded as a text file. And then it's going to paste it here. So that should be all of that. So SEO content. And then just go ahead and generate. So O1 Pro is going to take a whole bunch of time to think. And we're going to let it see how long it takes to think. So while it's thinking, I'm going to catch up a little bit on the comments so that you can kind of see what's going on. Yo, more Raz Mike. Is this like the real legit Raz Mike? Oh, yes. So if you don't follow Raz Mike, dude, this guy is like the pro. This guy gets stuff done. So Raz Mike, x.com. Oh man, my X account's probably blowing up right now. More Raz Mike. Raz. Okay. Mickey. RASMICKYY. This kid crushes. Literally, like, I don't know why he doesn't have like 100,000 followers already, because this kid is like literally cooks every single day, is dropping content all the time, and just telling you literally how to code with AI. So like, definitely do that. And he has a new channel called More Ross Mike. So I think he's going to be posting other types of things there. We were hanging out at the Next.js conference, and the boy cooked literally raw dog, no AI, no like pre-filling in, no shad CN, and literally had to code this website like just exactly what you see there. It's just straight up, I don't know, HTML, shads, Tailwind, CSS, you know, from basically just seeing it. And the boy cooked and actually won. So like that's how we do here, and that's how we support each other. So for those who are just watching, make sure you go definitely follow that guy and support him, because he's a really good guy, really awesome person. So good idea to have triggers for this type of upload to give. For example, meeting notes, be more like, yes, I agree with that. I do use Next.js on you shared. Yes. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Let's see. This kind of workflow is similar form. A great idea for brainstorming. Yes, definitely, Eric, for sure. Text screen, game over. Yes. Okay. So that's kind of that. Let's see what O1 Pro is cooking right now. It's still cooking, bro. One of the things why I'm really excited. So, okay, I do this thing at the beginning of the year where I literally try to purge all my subscriptions, and I try to purge this one, and it did not get chopped. I had to keep it because the amount of cooking that O1 Pro does, like it actually, what it does is basically takes the time to think through everything. So it'll take every single instruction. It will generate a whole bunch of stuff in the background. This is the theory. And then once it does that, there's apparently like another agent that tries to verify that the things that it generated are actually cohesive to what the plan is and what instructions were given. And if it's not true, it then does another generation over and over until it basically can verify the things and steps of instructions that it was given, all the different documentation it was given. So what's really great about this is you can throw so much context. You can throw a bunch of text at it. You can throw a bunch of instructions, and it's going to try to go through each one. So it's really, really impressive how good these models are. And at first I was just like, man, it's taking too long. But you have to think about certain types of tasks. Like if you're reviewing a legal document, you want to be very thorough and not kind of skip certain things. You know, and that's kind of the problem I had with Claude, is because sometimes it just goes too fast. But It gave a good outline, but it's like Swiss cheese. There's a whole bunch of missing holes and pieces that you wish were filled in or at least considered. So at least with O1 Pro, you can feel like, for me, I feel like it definitely takes its time to go through all those different pieces. And it kind of does that type of thing. So that's what's up there. So is O1 Pro worth it? I definitely think it's worth it. And actually, I'm going to be doing a live stream with my friend Eric. So Eric Provencher and is done an amazing job of using this app called Repo Prompt. So Repo Prompt, if you don't know, repoprompt.com will allow you to basically chat with your code files. And this is probably like one of the best ways. He's using this concept called meta prompting to gather all of your code, and then you can put this into O1 Pro and then kind of solve some really complicated stuff. Like if you have like a really complicated threading problem that you're unsure, or something that's really blocking you, you've tried Clots on it and you've tried every different way, like I'll tip you a $5,000 if you get this problem right. O1 Pro can at least give it a shot, and so many people are just blown away at actually fixing the problem. So like, it's worth at least checking out, if not, you know. But I actually do find it extremely useful. I use O1 Pro every day. In fact, one of the cheat codes with O1 Pro, if you don't know about it, so it's supposed to be like at this like PhD level type of thing, and what that means is that you can actually start rating papers at a PhD level, or having a conversation with someone who is at a PhD level who can think through these processes. So one of the things that I'm doing as an engineer, I'm acting like an AI architect, and I'm actually thinking about like how the internet works and like what are the big problems that we should be anticipating as a society. So one of the things that is pretty common that became aware to me is like, we should be able to have all of our different AI agents and all the different AI devices, the like billion devices that will come online in the next 10 years. They all need to talk to each other. If they're all using the internet and you put them in your company and they start exposing all this company data, Pliny the prompter has shown how bad that could be, right? So let me talk a little bit more about that after we just kind of review the analysis. So they thought for 5 minutes and 7 seconds, and it literally came up with like this main topics, and it went through every single instruction that I had in that prompt. You saw how thick that was. That was thick, boy. And we look at that. It gave us more detail than Claude Sonnet would. It gave us like these exact titles and the generations, and even counted the characters for us. O1 Pro, you're a baddie right now. Who does this? Look at this. Look at this in-depth title evaluation. Like I didn't even get this from Claude Sonnet. Y'all know this, right? Come on. Look at this. We're not even done. I'm still scrolling, bro. It gave me the top 3 recommendations. Come on. Meta description. The blog post itself. Let's go. Everything. Sheesh. And even the suggested tags, the content, like enhancement. Come on. Look at the thorough detail that it took a while, but boy, I mean, I haven't really reviewed this in depth detail, but this is super impressive. Look at this evaluation. And so the reason why I told it to do this type of evaluation is because I wanted to actually have this stuff ready before it continues these next types of steps. And that helps the models actually kind of pull in as much information as possible to kind of guide it down those routes. So like this, my goodness. Yeah, O1 Pro is on one. So when we can get those O1 Pro models in Windsurf or whatever, it's going to be ridiculous. So Kevin, watching you cook with Windsurf is always DMs are open for feedback. Hey, Kevin, how's it going, man? One of the founders for Windsurf here is actually watching the stream. So definitely appreciate you guys. Currently in Hawaii, and I'll be back in February. So it'd be kind of fun to hang out and actually go to the office. I'm not sponsored by these folks, by the way. This is like literally just me doing this for fun, and I love to code, and I'm going to have some more things. This is just a first look. This is kind of how I do my things. I just kind of like getting into the things and kind of my first stream for 2025. Just wait till O3 and GPT drops. That is going to be fire. So O3 is going to be coming very, very soon. I'm interested in the O3 turbo model. So yeah, O1 is definitely, as you can see, we cooked. I'm just a ChatGPT Plus. How different is O1 versus O1 to O1 Plus? I think the thoroughness that's as far as the O1 Pro provides that you can see there for the extra thinking time seems to be awesome. So yeah, repo prompt is definitely the thing that you try. I totally digress, but I'm going to have a stream with Eric next Friday. So tune in 7 days from now. I'm going to have Eric on live probably at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Hawaiian time. So that's probably plus 6 hours to where he's at in New York. And so wherever you are in the world, basically, yeah, that's going to be what it is. And so he's going to show us his techniques and how he's using repo prompt with O1 Pro and the types of challenging problems he's solving. So if you want to stay tuned for that, definitely subscribe, obviously, and stay tuned. And I'm going to be posting some shorts from our previous interaction. So I was actually able to have him on live stream when he invented repo prompt, and we came on and I said, wow, this is actually a really cool thing to have because he needed this as well. I have 2 sites I use that doesn't require Mac to use repo prompt to get the same effect. I see. Would love to know what that is, Doom. I just went as far as letting analyze my emails with O1 Plus. Okay. We have fallen off the tracks. Hey, let us drag images into Windsurf. Oh, yeah, you can do that already, by the way. I don't know if dragging in or you mean like attaching them into the chat, because you can attach images into the chat area. Nice fine tune. Hey, Nick, how's it going, man? A big fan of your stuff. Yeah, so cool to see everyone up in here. Repo prompt is a Mac only product. Huge disclaimer. That's right. Yeah, for those people who are on Windows, that's what's up. Oh, dragging. Okay, so you can't. So I guess you can't drag an image or screenshot into here. Is that what it is? Add images. Okay. So if I grab like a screenshot of me and just try to drag it, plus. Oh, that's interesting. That doesn't work. Oh, what? Hold on. No. Oh, okay. So what I was doing is I would grab my image and I would try to drag it into here and see the little plus sign and stuff. Let it go. It doesn't matter where I drag it. It doesn't really do its thing. Oh, interesting. That's a good bug. You can attach it to we're working on drag and drop. Cool. That's awesome. So for those who have any questions, this is sort of turning into like a great Q&A with Kevin here. Feel free to ask. The founders are here in the building or in the live stream. Not really in the building, but actually on the live stream. So that'd be really cool. So we'll work asking about this already. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, looks like they're gonna work on that. So that'd be cool. So please have it check for linting errors like it already does in Cursor. I thought it did check for linting errors. I think if there's a feature enhancement, Kevin, right now, when I was working on it right now, was I have a ESLint rules file, a ESLint. Oh shoot. Oh gosh. I have a pretty recent, yeah. I would hope that it would be able to read this type of file. It didn't really seem to, and try to follow it. Because with the code that it did generate, it would generate stuff that wasn't like even in the right, like tailwind order and so forth like that. And then usually in Cursor, when I hit Command S, it will just try to rearrange everything using prettier. So it's possible that I don't even have the right extension stuff set up or configured. It's been a little while since I've played with it, to be honest. So I'm still going to try to figure that out. It might not be for the live stream, it might be for the after the fact. But so far, what we've done so far, kids, let's get back a little bit on track, was that I was trying to update my pricing page. And so we've been able to add this like feature in by going into Ask Eternity UI and copying the components. We were able to use the web feature here to then grab, upsplash images and so forth. It's not necessarily using, like it to its full ability, but we're just kind of testing some of the really basic stuff. And so what I wanted to do is I want to say, the UI looks off here for limited spots. Can you please fix this and see if we're going to test the image recognition here. So I'm going to go ahead and save that and then move my head so y'all can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and add images, and I'm going to go to desktop, and the one, yeah. The UI looks off for limited spots. Can you fix it? And then just going to hit enter and then see what's up. All right, so it's going to be going here and doing its thing. Cool. So let's see, view hierarchy. All right. I changed the background color to a softer coral peach. Increase padding, increase font size. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's up. No. Yeah, I'm just going to reject that. So can I just reject that? Okay. So yeah, confirm revert. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back here. Okay, limited spots is not centered and there needs to be a gap between professional. I guess, I'll explain it. Limited spots is not... And there needs to be a gap between professional. Yeah, so I think the thing that I'm curious about here, I mean, this is just working with these different AI models is, you know, different apps are going to produce different results and it's not always very consistent. So sometimes you have to be explicit, sometimes you don't. And I'm not really clear of like how this image model is doing this, but it was just a really interesting test here to see what the image model can pick up and what it can imply. What I have noticed that when I work with like V0 seems to be a little bit more like you don't really have to be a designer and it can kind of understand that you're trying to fix that part of the design and it's kind of off, if you know what I mean. So here it didn't really pick that up. So I was just hoping that that was going to be the case, but now I have to be a little bit more explicit. So let's go ahead and see what it did here in the UI. It's cut off at the top and bottom. Oh my gosh, I should just fix it in myself. So let's just see where the open diff. Is this the diff? Okay. Limited spots. Justify center. Okay. Remove the animate pulse for a better effect. I want the animate pulse though. I like it because it was really chill. Yeah. Okay. Maybe more on that a little bit later. I'm kind of tired right now. All right. So yeah, this is kind of like a really interesting kind of playing around with this type of thing live stream. And let's just go ahead and do something really complicated and crazy and just kind of YOLO this. All right. If y'all really down for this, let's do this. So one of the things that I wanted to do is for my databases right now, I'm literally raw dogging SQL. Like I know, right? Like I'm not going to ship this raw dog, but why not? But I think I'm better than that. And my boy Ross Mickey told me that I think I'm better than that. So if you don't know right now, let's see, let's SQL. I'll show you what this looks like. This is going to be really funny, but yeah. Okay. So literally when we're doing like in the transcription, I'm just saying, hey, here's my database. There's like no schema. Like the schema is in here. So yeah, that's kind of just, you know, that's just is what it is. So I thought it'd be really fun to see if we can just say, can we convert this whole thing into Drizzle, use Drizzle ORM and see if it can just like understand the entire code base and see if it can actually do that for us. So I think this would be a really amazing exercise for testing out this entire model. And so what I wanted to do, I guess what's not really clear for me right now is like, how much detail do I have to give it as far as implementation details and like how much do I have to go into it? So I'm just going to do a couple of steps here and we're just going to just go with this. If you guys are down with this, if you guys are down with this, let me know in the chat if you guys want to see this right now, because we're about to just do like a giant refactor and we're going to see how crazy it is. And that's kind of why I signed up for Limited. I should have done this at the beginning, but I've just kind of getting back into streaming again. And now I'm kind of warmed up a little bit after an hour. So let's cook. This is about to be crazy. All right. So yeah, so like the problem right now is that I'm raw dogging SQL, which works. The code works, but it's slow, obviously. And there's a lot of reasons why it's slow. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But so I think I might start off with a chat first. So I'm going to say right now I'm raw dogging SQL. This is just me, right? And I want to implement Drizzle ORM with Zod schemas. Please review my code and generate a plan for me. So I'm just gonna, right now I'm just using chat and I'm hoping that I can do some iterations in chat to like have it find all the files. So one of the things that I do a lot in Cursor is like I start to just add the code base and just let it go ahead and search for everything in my code base. And then usually can start to generate a whole flow and like a diagram of all my data. And then I could even pass that off to O1 Pro and have it also do a little bit more searching and kind of helping me with that. So this is going to be a really interesting type of thing here. So, okay. Refactoring is so easy. Yeah, it should be easy, and I'm hoping that it does finish this out. So from what I found out from watching someone use Windsurf build an app full stack, the more context you give it, the better. Having it to do MD and progress and files shows where it left off. Yeah, so I'm curious right now, like where are we in the state of these types of things? Because from what I understand, and maybe Kevin can provide some insight here, is like how much are these types of apps already trying to do that in the background? I feel like Windsurf and Cursor are trying to do that already with your code base, and they're building separate indexes. And so I think for me, especially as a user, the less I have to kind of keep track of that, the better. But I still want to keep track of that in general anyways for my own self. You saw when I was getting back into my code, I forgot where everything was because I get busy with life, right? And it is good, like you say, Doom, to have good practices and to keep a file and do that. And that's actually something that I was trying to do recently, because that's something I did normally when I was just coding in general. I was like keeping a diagram or keeping some documentation going, or writing extra comments in my code so I knew what was going on. But right now it's kind of a hot mess, to be honest. I'm not gonna, no cap. I mean, that's just me right now. So like, it's kind of stinky up in here. So I'm hoping this can fix it. So let's see. Yeah, Donna Beats Codes. You're not the only one who does drag and drop for images. People do too. Yeah, I agree. So let's review this plan right now. So it's trying to implement Drizzle RM. So it basically analyzed my route file. This is kind of where I have some SQL. It took a look at my packages, and then it took a look at the DB. Okay. And then it's just kind of doing this. So to create the database structure. So what I wanted to do is like, there are other places where I'm using SQL. So I don't think it actually found those parts of my code. So there are other places in my code where I use SQL, and I want this to be a very comprehensive refactor and not miss these things. So let's just see. So it's going to search my code. Oh, I wish it could show me what it's searching. So analyzed. Cool. So there's different routes where I'm using and transcribe. I'm using for feedback. That's great. And then using it also in the history as well. That's what's up. So based on the code analysis, I see the following tables. So this actually tells me for the transcription table, yo, this is a nice breakdown, not going to lie. This is really nice. Feedback table. Here's a comprehensive plan to refactor your codebase to use the Drizzle ORM with Zod. First, let's create a new directory structure. So it's telling us to set this up this way. Implement the steps to install all the stuff. Okay. Create a Drizzle config TS. Okay. All right. Files to update. Schema transcription TS. Okay. So I basically would just now explicitly use all the Zod validation for all these types of. Yes. Okay. This is nice. TypeScript. So I create a types file for the schema for the feedback. Great. And the index as well. And then for my API routes, I can get on board with this. History dashboard page. Yo, this is nice. Wow. Okay. So I think, what other models can I select? So GPT-4o Cascade Base. I want to send this to O1 Pro just to make sure it's comprehensive and thorough. Is there a way for me to copy all of this and just give it to O1 Pro? You know, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use repo prompt, my friends. Yeah, let's do it. All right, let's see. All right, so I want to compare a little bit before I get started with this with repo prompt just to make sure we can really cook. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how we do this here. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and select my project. So this is just, by the way, this is a Windows only app or a Mac only app. It does not work on Windows. And so what I'm demonstrating here is just kind of how the way that I'm using it. So I'm going to search for SQL. No, it doesn't search for files. Okay. So in my, I think feedback route, I'm going to do route. Route.ts, transcribe, Stripe, portal. I think I'm using Stripe as well. Am I doing, are there any other places I write to my database or read from the databases? Let's see. So I'm just going to have it search. So yeah, we're going to do this here. So current route TS. Okay. And then let's see in my actions. No, I don't use that. Subscribe, usage. Okay. Dashboard. Yes. Layout. All right, cool. Fonts, lib, schemas. Yeah. I think I'm doing something with schemas. Nothing with fonts. Pricing. I don't think I'm using anything on the pricing pages, but should be good. I don't think I'm doing sign-in routes, global CSS, page types. Yeah, I think I'm going to type in types. Yeah, I think I make sure I got the types there. What other stuff am I doing here? So components. I don't think I need any UI components for this because it's all being done. Am I doing anything? Let's see. Billing page, maybe. We'll see. Blocks. App layout, CTA, loading. Let me just do loading as well. Feedback, app layout, pricing, sidebar, theme provider, transcription form. I think I'd do that. Yeah, transcription formation steps, waitlist form. No. Constants. Yes. Links. No, I don't think so. Hooks. Sure. Nice. I think that is all of them. Cool. So here I have 28,000 tokens just for my current code. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is going to copy the same instructions. So I'm going to literally just go into repo prompt and just put that in here. And then I'm also going to use one of my prompts that Eric recommends. So he has a prompt for the architect. So I think it's called Code Architect. And so the Code Architect prompt, what it is basically it tells it that is instructions that it is a code architect and to do not focus on testing validations, just focus on the problem of the file being context here. And so I just want to, like right now, I just kind of want a second opinion, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to use O1 Pro because like I'm going to be touching databases, right? The databases touch everything and I'm like raw dogging it like I shouldn't be, but that's what you do when you're prototyping. Now I'm going to make it a real deal, right? I want to scale this thing. And so, yeah, now I'm raw dogging SQL. I want to implement drizzle Ramazat schemas. Please review my code and generate a plan for me. So yeah, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to hit copy, and then we're just going to go to O1 Pro on ChatGPT, and then I'm going to move my head. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new chat. I'm going to make sure I got O1 Pro selected, right? $200 a month. We're going to paste this bad boy in here. And this, I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. So it shows me a file tree, which is awesome. Super duper helpful in this whole thing. And then the next meta prompt we have is the file contents. So that's literally all of the code files that I've selected. And then at the very bottom, what it does is that we have our prompt. So the prompt at the bottom would be about like everything we told it to be. So like saying you're a code architect, don't focus on things. And then also what my instructions were at the bottom. So with O1 Pro, let's just go ahead and see how bad it's going to cook. So this is going to be the cooking part. So this is using repo prompt with O1 Pro. Granted, this is not like a really big refactor. This is like, what, 30K tokens? But this is something that, like even as you saw Windsurf, the first try didn't necessarily search for all the files that had SQL mentioned. I was hoping it was going to take that context and try to search and search deeper. I had to kind of probe it a second time. It's not a fault of like any specific thing, but this is just kind of trying to understand the nuances of like, what's Windsurf doing? what would cursor do? What are these types of things? And so, I'm reaching for all these tools and kind of showing you what I'm doing so that maybe you can learn something from it, or even just get something out of it, like something completely irrelevant, right? Even just the way I ask a question or something like that. So I definitely appreciate everyone's feedback. So this is really, really cool. Also appreciate Kevin, who's been in the chat, literally just kind of keeping everyone up to date, and people are asking questions. Is like founder, one of the, I think, co-founders of Windsurf and stuff like that. So they try to keep a record behind the scenes of what you're doing. So like what changes you're doing midway, etc. So it's possible that for complex changes, messages exceed the token limit. Oh, that's really good insight. Oh, okay. So the progress file is a good solution, but it's another, basically it's another area we're trying to optimize. Okay. Yeah. As you know, these folks move really fast. Like it's super competitive out there. And I'm really glad that, one, that they're even watching and paying attention to the stream. And two, that you're asking questions in the chat and like, they're like right there answering with us. So like how awesome. This is totally unprompted. Literally they just made these announcements and they're so dedicated. Right now it's like 9:18 p.m. here in Hawaii. It's like 11 o'clock probably over there in the Bay Area. And in New York, it's probably what, like 3 hours plus from there or something like that, 4 hours plus. So yeah, everyone's cracked right now. Thanks. Yeah, just a rare request. So we're going to let O1 Pro cook because it's doing its little details there. So it's basically trying to consider all my different files and things that we're using for my app so that it can be successful with its refactor. So what I did here in going back a little bit, so we're backtracking. So we're back in Windsurf. In Windsurf, I just told it to just make sure, like you're doubly sure if there's any other places I read and write from the database so that I can actually make sure that our plan is, pretty thoughtful and thoroughly complete. So so it says, let me do a comprehensive search for any SQL database interactions, and I'll search for both SQL import statements and SQL queries. So here it's basically doing that, again, it's kind of going through, it's like, oh yeah, I see that file. I search over here, I see 0 results. And so here's the operations. And it actually, what's nice about this, for me, especially if you're new to someone's code base or even just an older code base, is like, what does this look like for you as far as like, going back in and trying to understand these steps. So here it's broken down the steps for me. It says like, here's where it inserts transcription records. Here's where it fetches users history. It gets the daily usage and inserts feedback. And it gets a month's usage and also gets detailed usage statistics on the daily breakdown. So that's pretty awesome. And then, so they all use the same import statement, which is great. And then here's the read operations. Here's the write operations. This is a great report. I love this. So I guess what's not really clear to me is like, would this get saved in its memory or context, for those folks who are working at Windsurf? Is this something I have to tell it to save in memory? Like, I don't want to tell it to save in memory, but I'm hoping that this kind of stays there forever. And to be honest, I would love if it just, this kind of like, as soon as you open a project, it does something like this underneath the hood to like better understand data flow, right? So like, so that way I don't have to keep asking these questions. And it kind of, by the time I start to want to do something or add a feature, a lot of this context is already pre-built. And so this is kind of what I do in general. It's like, take me through the data flow, take me through these types of things. So if I can get something like this that's already stored in memory just from as part of the indexing of the database or indexing of my code, this would be awesome. So that's kind of the way it is. So this confirms that our schema design needs to handle these two main tables. Would you like me to proceed with implementing the drizzle or refactor plan? Or, okay. So I'm going to go to write now. So we're going to basically see if we can raw dog this. This plan looks great. I'm using Bun for my package manager. So let's now proceed with refactoring and implementing this plan. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and just let it cook. So now at the bottom, I hit write. And I'm just letting it do its thing. So let's create the required dependency. So it's now doing bun, drizzle, ORM, neondb, everything. So let's just go ahead and accept YOLO, because that's how we do here. All right, cool. So it's running. Let's create the directory structure. So it's now actually going to create these files, db schema, db types, db migrations. I don't see that in here, but let's just go. Accept. So the -p will just check to see if the existing folder exists. If not, it'll just go ahead and create it. And then let's create the drizzle ORM configuration file. So this is actually now creating this drizzle file. Dude, this is kind of fire right now. And then in the transcriptions TS file, so this is kind of what it did in the schema file here on the left side. So now it's creating all the type files for this type of thing, for all my different tables, basically. Dude, this is saving so much time. So let's see if it works. I don't even know if it's gonna work, to be honest, but we'll see. We'll see. This is gonna be ridiculous if it just hits this in one shot. I swear to God. Okay. Are we ready for this? I don't think we're ready for this, chat. Is the chat ready for this? Let's see. We have 877 people watching. Let's go. Okay. So what we have done, hopefully this is a accept. Let's go ahead and run this. The command is deprecated. Please use generate commands. See drizzle ORM docs. So I'm hoping that it would basically go to the web to grab this, but it doesn't look like it does that. Please use the updated generate command. Okay. But it should have actually just ran the code. Did it actually generate drizzle config? Okay. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just copy this. One of the other features I saw is that like in the terminal, it should be able to like output the errors back into here, but I don't see that. Is it output here? Is that what's going on? I don't know. Problems? Terminal? Problems? Okay. So right now it's basically rewriting all of my, it's basically doing a refactor of my raw dog SQL files into like a legit drizzle ORM schema type of thing. And boy, it's cooking. Dang, son. Okay. It's literally going everywhere. Okay. I don't know why it needs this text length, since we're going to be using drizzle and we should be able to apply a specific text length for that. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, select. This thing's cooking so fast. That's crazy. Okay. Safely parse. I don't like that it's getting rid of all this code, but we'll see. We shall see. Drizzle db push. This command is deprecated. So, okay, finally let's clean up the old dbts file since we've removed everything into the new structure. So accept. Okay. So many errors, but we shall see. So it set up all the different things and added the management scripts as well. Okay. So, you please use the latest commands for drizzle and search at web for the documentation. A few of the commands failed to run for drizzle. Let's just see. Just really curious. What I was also hoping is that maybe drizzle. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Created outline. Drizzle team. What? Okay. So it's literally going through that documentation right now. Yo, this is crazy. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so what we're doing right now is that I literally told it, I gave it the documentation, and what their agent did is it went to the web page, the one I was showing you here for drizzle, right? And then their AI agent literally took notes, and this is the note that it took from the parsed stuff, and it's using that and analyzing the context here about what commands it should be running, and then now updating my files for this. This is bonkers. This is so cool. Okay, so now let's see if it actually run db generate. I thought this is the one that's actually deprecated. Yeah, it's deprecated. That's a bug. Okay, So it did all this work, but it actually didn't actually do the thing. Okay. So now that I told it to use the web, hopefully it fixes itself. Let's see. That's what's up. Let me catch up with chat a little bit. Yeah. Now let's try the new commands. Okay, so it seems to be stuck in a loop. We're just doing drizzle kit generate PG, right? Yeah. Yeah, so it's basically just stuck in a loop. Yeah. Open diff. No credits consumed, schedule. Yeah, so it's trying to search. Yeah, this is an interesting bug. What's kind of annoying is that, like, well, what's nice one of the things that I like is that it tells you that there's no credits consumed for this call. So like it did these types of things, but I guess the others have consumed credits because they're kind of stuck in this loop. And so just to FYI, if you're using this right now, it might just be easier to give it the commands. I mean, I would kind of already know what drizzle commands to run and stuff, but I was just kind of curious. So like, let's just say you don't know what drizzle commands to do and you're telling it to use the web and you're giving it the actual URL that it actually told you to go reference. You would expect the agent to try to grab that and actually use that. And there's a problem. A lot of people use drizzle, so this is not like a really obscure framework. And so this is something that I would expect the agent to be able to do without kind of hiccuping in here. So, okay, so I'm going to just go to chat. It's like, walk me through the drizzle commands I need to run because they all failed to run earlier. So I'm just going to say, like, see if it can help me run these commands because I don't think the commands actually ran to migrate first. Let's correct the Postgres installed dependencies. Model produce an invalid tool call. Oh. Bun drizzle kit. Do we need to do this? That's the... Okay. Let's just take a look at the documentation. So it's like bun. Is the bun add drizzle kit? Do we have this already? Yeah, I don't think it was even installed. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So bun drizzle kit generate, right? Invalid. So this is totally like barfed. Let's see, Zod error. No config path generated using default config, but I thought it is here, right? So it's talking about the types bun add PG. Let me just kind of just run earlier. Please use web to get the latest from drizzle. As it should be something like, I don't know, just kind of curious. Trying to see if I can give it more keywords to help it process here. This is kind of annoying, to be honest. Let's see. Because like I'm literally here referencing it and I could follow it myself, but that's what AI is here for. I'm supposed to be at the beach right now. I'm supposed to be windsurfing. Well, the windsurfs for me. Let's see. Created an outline. Okay. I'll help you with this command first. Okay, so we need to go to here and apply. Okay, so we need to fix our schema. Go ahead and apply it. Okay. Did I do it? Preview? Apply? Yes. And then generate PG, right? This is such a fail right now. I feel like a failure Drizzle kit generate. Yeah. Okay. So obviously it's like totally barfing, and I'm just going to just undo the whole thing. Let's go all the way back. Like right now, it's just such a fail boat. Okay, so added migration. Like the plan looked pretty cool, and it looks like it should be doing its thing here. So, okay, so yeah. So, okay, good find. Kevin says, good find. You might want to gel it. It's deprecated. So the web doesn't get the info, right? I see. I think we have a bug where a deprecated message doesn't get found. Ah, okay, that would make sense. Seems like this Drizzle doc site might not be super complete with our web parser, but it's okay. Yeah. Not your fault, I think. Yeah. So yeah, just an FYI for those who are doing this workflow. This will probably be fixed in the future, but it's a pretty good bug. I imagine this probably will work with Supabase. So that'd be really interesting to see if it works with that. So this is just currently my workflow. So that'll be really cool. I think the thing that's nice is the fact that these people are actually listening, and you better believe that someone's going to be working on this tonight or tomorrow or something. I hope they get sleep though, but this is just an interesting problem. So the commands you gave me are deprecated. Let's just see if it does anything about going to the web. Let me search for the most up-to-date commands. Okay. That'd be interesting to see if it fixes itself. Eric, I'm actually using PostgreSQL. So I'm using Neon Tech for the database. And then I just use the SQL. I was calling it using SQL commands, basically. So yeah, it's totally like prototype raw dog. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Insert into terminal. Let's go ahead and do run kit generate. Got it. So error, please specify dialect in confirm file. So I'm going to go ahead and I think there was a way that I saw in the demo that you're able to get the output from the terminal. And I'm not sure if there's a way to do that, but push this back into the chat so that you can actually have it resolve it. I don't see a way to do that currently. If there's somebody can enlighten me for how to do that, I'd love that because I don't see that right now. So I'm just going to give it this. Drizzle config. Oh yeah, that's why it's saying, yeah. So I'm going to get apply. I think it's not really making it clear. So, okay, so I'm going to hit apply again. Yeah, PG instead of, okay, yep. So it's the dialect issue. So remove driver PG, added dialect, run. So I think file has been, so then now try running drizzle kit generate. Okay, so let's just try. Sick. Let's go. No path filed using default grid. So why is this? Why am I getting this connection string? Oh, okay. Copy. But isn't it already in my repo? Is it did we put it the right place? I guess it's not really clear. Okay. Oh, highlight the text in the terminal and hit Command L. Oh, that's cool. No way, this is cool. Let's see, Command L. Yo, that's cool. Oh, okay, that's really nice. Today we learned. Okay, so pro tip, if you highlight the text and hit Command L, it'll just push it right into the chat. Okay, cool. Super helpful. Awesome. So yes, everything's in the correct place. The migrations output directory exists. Your structure recommended drizzle layout. Okay. The no config is just informational, telling you that it found it and it's using your config file in the default location. You can proceed. Okay. Maybe I just misread that. Okay. So we ran. Okay. What are the rest of the commands we need to run now? So we need to we did bun drizzle kit generate, right? But we did bun drizzle kit generate, drizzle kit push, right? Connection string. So I'm just going to do this. Fix this. Yes. Connection to URL in the credentials. Okay, let's see if it applies this. But I don't think that's the right thing. Reject. What I'm going to go ahead and do is fix this. Yes, confirm reverts. Fix this using the latest drizzle kit docs web. I don't know if I have to do @web every time, but would just be really curious. Okay. I use Command L when I select something and paste it in the chat. Got it. So failed to fetch documents, not found. Created outline. Okay, drizzle node. So let me just apply it. Yeah, URL process SSL true. Yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense. Yep. Bun drizzle kit push. URL or host database are required, but I do have it in my process.env. So walk me through how it gets process.env. Does it just, do I need to actually import it here? Import. But, okay. So walk me how you get as I have a .env.local. Okay. I thought this would just grab it automatically. That's interesting. I'm not really sure actually how. Yeah, that's why it doesn't really make sense. This doesn't make. Didn't work. For latest config. Yeah. Okay. Can I just Can I go back one file? Navigate to previous file change. Navigate to previous file with changes. Yes. Oh, no. I don't want that. Okay. All right. So what I was looking at was my drizzle config. You're using Next.js app router. Yes. And then it regressed. So it's changing the driver back to PG, and then it's like removing our dialect back. And so for Postgres, we need to use the URL property, right? Connection string, explain, fix problem. So I think this is the problems that I used to run into because like, you fix one thing and then it goes back and tries to regress, and then the thing that we had it fix is now like not in its memory or its context, but it's not using that. So I guess there is a strange issue here where, I did a refactor and the dialect and the driver clearly are like using a different, like, I don't know if exactly it's using an older training data set and it's preferring that instead of using all the new information from the new stuff, documentation that was done here. So that's kind of like a pain in the butt. I'm not really sure. Like, I'm pretty sure that I can go into a rules file and start to kind of define those specific types of things. And that's probably like the best practice here. But as you can see, like I've been going for like an hour and 49 minutes. And the typical like Pomodoro timer that people like to set is like 20 minutes and then like kind of get up and leave. But to me, I barely just get started and loading everything in memory. But now that I'm going, I really want to fix this bug and I really want to fix these types of things. And so I feel like I have a couple of options here. Like one is like start to update a rules file on these specific bugs that happen so that the IDE doesn't keep running into that. But the thing is, like, if I put that much energy into it and do that specific workflow, is the next update or is the next model change going to actually fix that? And it's not even going to be a problem anymore. So I tend to fall back to the simpler solutions. And sometimes maybe something like this, I would just literally just go and follow the step-by-step guide and implement it myself by hand. And then maybe see if the actual model can walk me through certain things or speed certain things up. Because I feel like this can be done with a command line interface less than me using AI, because the variability here is so crazy, right? Like I should just be able to grab a process env file and just load that right in. I don't necessarily need to do that. And these specific implementations are really all from like what Drizzle is doing and what they're currently recommending in their documentation. So yeah, this kind of gets annoying, obviously, because like the AI is trying to do something and they have stuff in their data set that they're preferring, and it's probably something older, and it's obviously not like the TypeScript error is actually telling us that it's not a known property and connection string does not exist. So the literal that it's actually does not exist in the type. So it's looking for account ID, database ID, and token. So it's like, yep, this is not the right thing that you should be putting in here. So reject, you could say reject. So you're just like, yeah, that didn't really fix it here. So yeah, this is kind of where it gets really annoying here. So I digress. So let's take a look real quick back at O1 Pro real quick before I sign off here. We're almost at 1K viewers. Holy smokes. Wow. We're really cooking. So what I did earlier was we were trying to refactor. I've been raw dogging SQL by hand in here, like no schema, just straight up. And my boy Ross Mike says like, yo, y'all can be doing that right now. So we're trying to upgrade, and this is 2025. So obviously new year, new me, right? Got the new live stream setup. We got this whole setup here. So O1 Pro trying to come in the mix. We're trying to use everything we can with AI to build and move fast here. So obviously not just trying to YOLO stuff into production because like I care about user data and things. And so our plan was to implement a Drizzle RM schema with this. And we're using, just upgrading my Neon Tech database to make sure we go ahead and do that. And O1 Pro is telling us to set up the Drizzle configuration with the lib folder, kind of very similar to what Windsurf was doing for us here. This file will hold your different things, and it just gives us an example. So create a Drizzle instance of a lib TS, and then create Zod schemas for each table. Cool. Replace raw SQL queries with Drizzle queries. So it's telling me about these types of things. Insert this type of thing here. Refactored. So I think here's an interesting thing here. It's basically telling us about the refactor. Migrate other API routes and queries. So it doesn't actually give us the code here. It just says repeat the same approach for these types of things. This is really funny. So, okay. That's really interesting. So optional file by file transformation steps. If you want a more organized approach, do libts, create a Drizzle client instance. Okay. So like here, O1 Pro like gave us some examples, but then kind of just said, okay, you want to do the same approach for these other files. It's like, I'm paying you, bro. I'm paying you $200 a month. I want you to cook. Like, seriously, give me the files. So yeah, that's what it is. So, so this approach removes raw usage of SQL template strings and ensures strongly typed interactions with Postgres and gives you Zod based input validation. So, I want the files in detail because I can't make mistakes in production. Let's just see if it, like, I'll tip you $1,000 if you give me the files. ChatGPT Pro. I'm already giving you $200 a month. I feel like I'm going to the coffee bar right now, and it's like the barista's like, "Hey, you just paid $3. Do you want a tip?" And it's like option 5, like $5, $10, $15. It's like, it's a $3 coffee, bro. Like, chill. I feel like I'm getting swindled right now. Yeah, that's funny. That's so funny, actually. So let me catch up with the chat a little bit. You need a database URL in your env file. Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. It sounds like it's not storing the web searched data docs. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So what happened to auto memory? I have not seen that feature in here. I'm not sure if I'm actually supposed to enable it somewhere. So that's a really good question. We'll have to look into that because that's really interesting. This is just kind of like a first look at everything. So it's most likely a bug since they just released the web and docs feature. Yeah, for sure. Will Ray get a refund? I'm not really too worried about that, to be honest. Everyone's pretty cool about these types of things. Because it's not updating its memory, it has the new docs and context and web searches. Yeah, there's clearly a bug here in the way that they're doing, and what Kevin was saying is that they're going to probably go fix that type of thing. So definitely appreciate that. That's really cool. Let's see. I think we're good, right? Yeah. So yeah, it seems like there's an issue with the docs and might be super compatible with our web parser. So it's all good. Like, everyone's trying to fix it on the fly. So that's really good. Awesome. So, okay. So Drizzle, it's like, I gave it the $1,000 tip, and let's just see if it does it. So that's O1 Pro. All right. So, okay. So I don't know. I wish I could do a code review right now. Can we do that? Cascade usage, manage extensions, download diagnostics. Oh, manage memories. Okay. So this is manage memory section. Let's go see what it's got in here. So memories are context stored. Oh, they persist across all conversations. So no memories generated yet. Dang. Okay. So user generated rules. No rules. How come? Yeah, I would love for it to have generated memory earlier in a conversation when we were talking about data flow and trying to describe how my data flow works. So let me just scroll all the way back up. So one of the things that was most impressive in this conversation of chat was its breakdown of how my data flowed before I did the refactor. This is something I try to do when I try to do refactors, is try to ask the AI to walk me through my code, literally just walk me through a data flow and how do things actually work there. And so this is something that I actually wrote in a little bit of detail in my blog post at rayfernando.ai. So here, I actually wrote in my coding with Hawaii type of thing. Let me make my face smaller so that way you can really see this is things. So in here, what I did was I actually made it do like a mermaid diagram of what my client and server code is doing. And then in here, it actually tells me how I'm writing, my stuff. So these are the prompts. If you want to see, just go to rayfernando.ai. And I basically told, this is not in Windsurf. I just told Cursor to basically review my database connections and then review my code base where I make the SQL calls. And then I told it to see if any of those are using client and exposing code on the client side, because I really want to know if I'm doing that or not. So it gives me this output. And then in O1, I just made sure that I select that drop down in Cursor. And from O1, I just had to generate a high level stack diagram. So this is actually what it came back with. So if there's a way to get these reasoning models into Windsurf, that would be a huge plus. Even if I were to pay per usage, that's actually what I'm doing with Cursor. That would be massive, because this is basically how I build the structure to visualize my data. And then this is kind of what I want to have happen in the background, even just stored as a memory for the project. Because once I have a data flow, I can refactor it, but I still want the data to flow in the same way, right? It's just going to be what's the specific framework I'm using, whether it's an ORM or if it's not an ORM, what is it, And then another thing too is you want to understand what is going to change in your UI. So with this type of flow, you can actually see where in the UI, where's your client code? In billing, what am I fetching? Am I fetching the page? And then how is that being rendered? Oh, it's a React server component when I'm doing a history thing. So that is super duper helpful for me. And this is something that, I want myself as documentation. So in here, so right, I have basically a nav bar. That's basically saying use client. And the browser actually renders a UI to load the hero page. And that basically renders and calls and fetches this app page. And this is a React server component. So this is generated on the server. And then whenever I'm calling like the history route, it's going to do another execution to the database. And like, there's obviously a bunch of problems because this is a prototype. You see how every single page is like literally just like doing this one call and like going into this database. So like literally just everything's kind of queued up and there's like no pooling involved. There's no like caching. There's no other middle layer to actually kind of make these things a lot faster, which I could take advantage of. But you can see how important it is to even just have this diagram available. So that way that you can understand, okay, like this is what's happening with Stripe. It's actually kind of happening out here and then returning back. You know, is there any other state that's written back into the database for the user? Maybe, maybe not, right? So this is something that I'm missing that I need to actually add to my code. And this is kind of hard to see if you're not really coding all the time. Or if you step away from coding and come back to the project, or you delegate it to someone, you want to see this type of thing. So this is something that I feel will be super important going forward. But this is something I actually have laid out in my the coding technique you need for 2025. Obviously, I'm not following this right now for this vlog because I'm kind of doing for this post or for this video because I'm just kind of doing something. But I think I want to do a full blown out video of this and actually kind of prepare a little bit more for the live stream. So today's was just kind of more casual to get fun and kind of get reacquainted with my live streaming stuff again. It's been a little while since I've done some live streaming. And so I thought, hey, let's just play around with basically play around with Windsurf. So these are the different plans they have for Windsurf. It's $0, $10, and then you have $60 a month for the Pro Ultimate. Let me get some water here. So it's been a little dry. So yeah, this is like a pretty like long coding session. So I definitely appreciate everyone who's been chilling with us right now. So yeah, so that's data flow. This is kind of, I was trying to get that conversation a little bit going here in Windsurf, and I was actually really impressed with, after trying to tell it several times, how it broke down, how it creates my data schema, the Zod validation. I think it was in a previous chat where I actually had it, canceled. Break down like the entire flow, like where's the data written, what all the files are doing, what is reading, what is writing, you know, that type of stuff you want to keep in the file somewhere. Because you want to reference that later on just for yourself. You know, as you update code, you'll kind of really quickly just be able to see. And then mermaid diagram is probably the key word if you want to do this. So if you have some data flow like that, then tell it to go make a mermaid diagram. That'll be super like on point. So let's see. Well, let's take a look here at some of the comments because I'm a little bit behind. So Manu, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the love. Everyone's been super awesome here, just kind of hanging out as I'm kind of getting back into the live stream thing. So I think you could ask it to store in memory as per the video. Yes. Yeah. So I was hoping that I wouldn't have to ask it. That's kind of, I was like in the middle of my stream. I was like, I'm hoping that I just don't have to ask it because I heard that it can do it by itself, but it's not really entirely true. And it could be like there's a bug, right? This is literally the first time that we're like, you know, getting this feature. So there could be a bug here that needs to be resolved. And I'm really glad that even Kevin and the folks who are actually watching this and paying attention. So Claude is good at generating mermaid diagrams and cool diagrams. Yeah, by the way. Yes. Yeah. That's actually what I use to generate Claude. So it doesn't, I know you're paying $200 a month. I see. So they've released a feature that doesn't work. Okay. See, I think memory possibly like this is one specific test route. I'm pretty sure they tested it because it worked in their demos. And other people would be complaining, but unless there's like a major bug, like there's probably a team. I mean, they have a team, right? They're funded. They have people who qualify it. Just because it didn't work for me doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for you. And also it's not really clear what specific keywords, triggers, or types of things should go into memory. If I had a feature request here, to be honest, I would want anything dealing with data flows and me asking this types of questions about my code base to be stored in memory, even if it's just specifically for this project, because those are things I would use to build my documentation anyways. And so I would sort of want it to build the documentation for me, to be honest. That would just be super fire. So that's my enhancement there. I wouldn't be like, that's like, yeah, I wouldn't base one bug off of like, it doesn't work for everyone type of thing. So just, yeah, So I worked with Drizzle before with Cursor, but the agent got Wait, just the composer. Got it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to do that by hand. It's probably going to be a lot easier. Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, cool. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. All right, kids. Dang. It's already 2 hours and 4 minutes. So we have 1,000 people who have been watching the stream. Shout out to everyone also on YouTube who's been watching as well. And shout outs to also the people who are currently on my subscriber list. I think that's so awesome. If you haven't known, I actually have a channel on YouTube at RayFernando1337. Definitely go ahead and check that out there. So youtube.com/@RayFernando1337. So there I actually have all my live streams posted and everything. So you'll see these at the top. You also see like I'm actually doing a vlog series now where I'm just going to talk in these different techniques and share that. I have a bunch of other live streams as well. Definitely go ahead and check them out. Also have different videos I've posted. So I'm going to be doing stuff. I basically covered things in AI. I love to play around with AI tech and do some types of reviews. But I'm kind of moving towards the blog format or the vlog format. And I really like this where I'm just kind of, riffing. So think about it more as like an edited live stream. So if there's one specific key topic you want to learn more about, definitely let me know. And I will be dropping a Discord link. So definitely stay tuned for that. So rayfernando.ai. When you put your email in here, just go ahead and type, I'm going to send a response back saying, hey, are you sure this is you? Just say, yeah, this is me. By the way, I want to get into the Discord. If you don't want to do the email thing, just send me a direct message on X. And on X, basically, just say, hey, I want the link to the Discord. If you already sent me a message, I will get to you. I'm going to try to get this going by this weekend. So that way I can get folks going. I had a lot of stuff going on. And I think that'll just kind of make it easier for everyone. So now let's kind of wrap things up here. So as far as wrapping things up for Windsurf, they basically have published web search with cascade memories. And so the cascade memories thing is something I still need to kind of understand a little bit better understand why it's not generating memories. Like this data diagram I was making, I'd love for it to just be part of the memory for my code base. We did use @web and it does go to the web. It does seem to have some type of searching thing, but for my specific use case for Drizzle ORM, it didn't seem to accept the new, like commands and stuff. So I'm hoping that this could be useful, especially since the training set keeps updating. So yeah, that's just kind of FYI. And so I also didn't realize about docs. This is really interesting. I totally missed this. So Cascade can search through some of the popular documentation sites, including its own help docs. So that would have been interesting. I should have just did @docs. So yeah, that'd be really interesting. So yeah, it does take URL input, and then web search is basically one flow action credit, and then Cascade auto generates memories. So it should have auto generated. I didn't see any of them generated in mine. It's possible that there's actually a bug here. So improvements to the dev container support. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then fixes for all these types of things. So that's a pretty big release here on January 17th for those who are following. So these are the different plans that they have available. By the way, I am not sponsored by like any of these people, like 0 people. Like the only people who support me are you who are actually, there's like 3 people who support me right now, literally on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, go to Ray Fernando, you can actually like support me. And I think it's like $6.99 because I like the word $69 $4.20. It's like, it's really funny. But yeah, $6.99. It's literally like 3 people who are really awesome. And, they support me every month. And it's just funded by people like you. So like, I don't have any sponsorships. I'm literally just doing this because I love to do this. I'm trying to learn how to do social media and streaming and all these types of things. I love to code with AI, and I'm just trying to share back what I know, and especially prompting and various things that can help you. I'm also launching a Discord that's going to be free. So that's just going to join in. And I want to get more people like you. Like a lot of people have been participating in the chat, and I really love you guys. So I am Don. Shout out to Scott Thomas. Shout out to Doom. Shout out to Melvin. Shout out to Manu. Shout out to AI with Don Vito Codes. Y'all been really like active in the chat, and I appreciate that. Kisyan Capital. We got so many folks showing up. So Karina as well. We got Eric as well. Eric Strohmeyer from X. So awesome, man. This is so cool. Tech with Ahmed. Y'all showing up. Ross Mike. Sheesh. Let's go. Kevin as well from Windsurf. Yeah. Awesome. I mean, this is what we do. And this is just what I like to do. This is really awesome. So appreciate, if you haven't had a chance to, definitely subscribe, tell some friends. I'm planning to do more live streams, so I want to do them at least 3 times a week. And let me know if you want to just help me. I want to do stuff with coding. I also want to do stuff with like news and updates because there's just a lot of updates that tend to happen in the AI space. And right now I'm actually on my mission to release my app, raytranscribes.com. So Ray Transcribes just going to basically, transcribe video and like audio podcasts to text. I'm going to try to do some more cool stuff. And so my goal is to try to like get my live stream juice back in the mix. And so glad that we got the whole setup going. I mean, like, just to show you real quick, I just show you this camera. And so this is kind of like the view of the studio. And it's like you get like sort of an inside look. I think up above, I actually have like this light up here. And then you can kind of see, like this is just like the house basically. And this is just me sitting here in the studio. And then like this is kind of like my camera setup. So like literally have a camera with like a TV here and like the whole like light thing. And then down below, I basically got my whole stream set up here. So I got this stuff. So this is kind of what I'm rocking with right here. Like literally this camera sits right like behind this screen here, and with this like whole thing here with the, with my laptop and me right here. So like this is kind of, this is it. And I think I also have like a side screen with my laptop and stuff. So yeah, this is the studio. This is kind of like, whoops, that's the kitchen. And this is basically the beach home. So this is kind of how I rock here with you. Keep it live, keep it 100. This is what we do. It's like this saucy. So I appreciate everyone who's been riding through. So Tech with a Mod, Roadcaster Duo. Yeah, for sure. So okay, more folks are rolling through. So hello, Tech Friend. Man, you just joined at the right time, right toward the end. Updates on Ray Transcribes. Okay, so let me walk you through a quick update since y'all have made it this far. If you made it this far, you are an OG, like amazing supporter. And if you haven't made it this far, I definitely love you guys. So Ray Transcribes, if you're watching here, basically what's happening is that I'm going to relaunch the app, but I'm going to make lower pricing tiers. So right now I price it at $100 because I couldn't keep up with the capacity of all the free people who used it for free. So like I had 100,000 seconds or something used in the first like 24 hours. And then like the next, like it doubled in the next day and I just couldn't keep up with the capacity. It was just absolutely insane. So I had to shut down my app and then charge like, $100. I was like, okay, I need to just chill right now. I need to pay for some infrastructure stuff. And there are a lot of people who used it. And then I didn't really like, I have an email list of people that I still need to email back. But I just wanted to keep the price high so that if somebody was really serious, they can still use it and use it as much as they want. And so not a bunch of people, like a handful of people signed up. So they now have access to the app and they're using it, it's really, really fast. And so what I'm going to do now is going to relaunch my app. And so I've kind of remade my landing page. So now it's going to say transcribe videos in seconds as opposed to, there's just too many numbers and stuff going on. So just going to be a little more straightforward. And then I'm going to update my video and I'm going to show these types of things. And I'm using this framework to help me with actually doing my landing pages. So this is from Oliver Kenyon. And so this is the anatomy of high converting sales pages. So I'm just going to basically follow this input with benefits and features and like kind of what's included as well as social proof, because I have testimonials as well, add some comparison pages, FAQs and so forth. So by the time I finish this up, even just add a couple different things, it's about to be really banging landing page. So this also works in dark mode as well. So you can do light mode and dark mode. And I'm going to have some new pricing tiers. So I'll have a free trial here, which is going to be awesome. So you can use at least for 30 minutes to get the speed effect. I'm going to have a creator effect and I'm going to have professional and enterprise. So for my prototyping, we've been like raw dogging SQL, as you saw. It was pretty nasty. So like I don't want people inserting stuff into my database and grabbing customer data. I have it, there's a lot of work I still need to do there. So I'm gonna convert everything to Zod and Drizzle schema. So like that's gonna be in the mix there. So my next step is literally just to do that whole thing. So I thought I would make a more recorded video, kind of walking through this process and kind of showing you how I like organize my data flows and try to actually do this and make sure I actually have it with some tests and stuff to make it thorough and make sure that I don't mess up things. So this is just a sneak peek of my landing page that you're kind of seeing before it's published. So that'll be some updates with the app. And then the app is actually, Actually, it's currently offline because I'm not running it, but yeah, it's going to work in light mode and dark mode. So just like that. And I'll have a history and all this cool stuff there. So yeah, that's kind of it. So if you want to try the app, just send me a DM. And the way you get to try the app is basically just give me feedback and I'll build the features for you. It's pretty simple. And then, but until I launch. So that's kind of where I'm at with that as far as like those who are following along. So yeah, you should be able to transcribe a couple of hours of video as we did in basically 90 seconds, super fast, super awesome. So it's my favorite thing and it's going to want to add more features to make sure it works. So as far as like timeline of things go, my first goal is to get like my first 10 customers. So when I do this launch, I want to go from 0 to 10. So if I can get 10 customers, that'd be awesome. So at any tier, if I get 10 customers, great. Then go from 10 to 100. And I'm just going to keep sharing along the journey. I'm going to do it probably vlog style, just like I was doing in the car, but just chill somewhere on the island in front of the ocean and just talk to you one-on-one, just like this. It's going to be pre-recorded. So that way it's just like, more like thoughtful in terms of how I do things. It just give you an update. It's like, today I'm going from 0 to 10, this is kind of rough. I got this feedback. I'm going to add this feature. This didn't work. Here's what I thought, I don't know. To be honest, I'll give you my raw thought right now since you're just chilling. So my raw thoughts were like, okay, I'm building my SaaS. If you build it, they will come, right? So it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to build this thing and it's just going to crush, right? As soon as I just build this, then all the people are just going to show up because obviously it works, right? Like I need it, like they need it too. And the problem is that's not how things work actually. So many people are so busy with their lives that they just don't even know that it's even beneficial to them. And so that's where you have to really understand / learn marketing and then learn how to like actually make messages to understand, why would people even need this? Do they even need this at all? What use case is it used for? And so when I made some of the prototypes, it was just kind of like, hey, look how fast I could do this. A lot of people played with it. And then I've got more feedback from people who are using it. So like, I didn't realize that people use transcriptions so they can actually ask, ChatGPT like to learn about something, right? I use transcriptions because I want to make a blog post. And earlier when we did a demonstration and we made like an amazing blog post, especially using O1 Pro, like it was extremely thorough as far as like, but that's prompting, right? And so these are the types of feedbacks of things I get. So that was kind of like my first mistake, like making the app before people actually need it, right? So I'm learning things as far as like how to market, and I'm trying to share that back a little bit with you as well, because it's not easy. Like making these types of apps is not easy. And, should I be moving on? I don't know. I kind of like this. I use this every day myself, and I try to find more people. So if I set the goal 0 to 10, I should be able to find 10 people. Even if it's for different use cases, if it's literally just transcribing meetings, hey, it is what it is. Maybe I can make a better meetings generator. And so the other common problem that I've come across is that people are like, well, why do I make that app? There's already 10 apps that do that. And so here's some advice that I recently learned. I'm just going to give you some sauce just right now. Like I've gone through this. It's so painful, but I feel like you have to I have to share this with you. And this is going to be in a vlog and you're just getting it raw right now. So that advice is great. It's so good that 10 people have already made that app, because that means that there's a market and there people are already paying money for that. And that's a pain point that's been validated. So that's the tip. So the way I want you to visualize this right now, and it took me a while to get to this visualization, so I'm going to share this with you, and it's just going to be so raw. Right now, it's going to just blow your mind. So imagine you're at a stadium with like 50,000 people, right? You just finished watching a soccer game, and it's like everyone's really hungry. The match went into overtime. People are like, drink some more. And so they leave. And as you're leaving, you start to smell the hot dogs. You're like, or whatever your favorite food is, right? And you're like, oh man, that pizza smells so good. And like you go to the stand and there's already a line of people. And you're like, dang, there's already 20 people in front of me. And then another dude shows up with another pizza stand right next to the other dude. And then half the people leave because they're like, all right, I can get a pizza right now. And like, I don't care if it's cheap, pepperoni pizza, like they're out of it. I'm just going to go to this guy because I'm just hungry right now. I need to do that. And then another guy shows up and another guy shows up. And all these people will have like lines of 50 people or more. What that means is you just show up with your pizza stand and serve the next set of people. It doesn't matter if you're organic. It doesn't matter if you're vegan. It doesn't matter. You just show up. There's a demand. People are hungry. You feed them. So the same thing applies to apps. It's not complicated. I was like, bro, you know how long I had to like think about unique ideas? And that's kind of where I've started to learn that like kind of the ideas don't really matter. It's more of just like execution. And so a little bit is kind of both right now. So like my product is priced really high because I want to kind of push away people. And I just said like, I can't deal with it right now. If I wanted to have it so low, I needed to have enough like dedication to deal with all those customers and keep track of all those systems, of all that feedback to make sure I can make something actionable. And that's just something that I wasn't ready for in the last couple of weeks / months. And now I'm actually kind of revving up to do that. And most people don't really know I'm like battling like long COVID, which is kind of insane just by itself. So the number of hours I do have and the variability of like energy kind of ranges. So right now I'm kind of getting things settled. I'm in a good stride, you know, doing the workouts and like doing all that stuff. And so I'm ready to hit it. So like, if I'm ready to hit it, I'm going to start to like open the floodgates, and I'm controlling that by price. So if I had a lot of people show up at the $99 price that I couldn't even keep a hand off, like it would be really easy just to hire someone, because, you know, I've already had like, you know, $20,000 or $100,000 with people showing up, but it's not clearly not that way, which is great. It just tells me, hey, this price is too high. And it's the pain point isn't that high, or I'm not communicating that value for that type of customer or something. So I don't even know what that customer is. So I need to lower the price so that way I can get the specific customer in. So that's a little bit of like software as a service sauce that I've been learning by hand. And it's really hard because I come from a corporate world where it was $1 trillion company, or many $1 trillion now. It wasn't even $1 trillion company when I started there, but it makes a difference if you're working for someone where they're taking on all the risk and you're just executing on a small detail, right? And it's not really a small detail. I worked on the update system, and it's like the most massive and most important detail that you need for the company. So like there's literally have been 1 billion updates, and it works. Like that's what's bonkers. If y'all, I don't even know, like this, it's so crazy. But like if something bad happens, it's not it's on you. You can lose your job, but like the risk is it's higher somewhere else. If you know, like you can still go to sleep, you can get a job somewhere else because of all the value you've learned. But now that when you're working on your own, it's a whole different factor. Like starting from 0 to like 0 to 10, this is rough. I'm going through it right now. I'm pretty sure you're going through it. You're making all these AI prototypes. How do you sell it? Like that's a whole nother art. And that's what I'm trying to learn right now. And I'm trying to distill that down with you. So yeah, I mean, if you've been paying attention right now, you've been getting some sauce, and I definitely appreciate that. Actually, that's just so cool that people are willing to tune in live, and I'm just happy to be here to serve that. I think that's just really cool. So that's a little bit of an update to Tech Friend on Ray Transcribes in a nutshell. AI in a nutshell, already used to the stuff. Yeah. So they need to fix the bug, otherwise memory. Okay, so bought a new Roadcaster. Thanks for the update. Okay, cool. I didn't even know this was live. Oh yeah, for sure. Sure, Bird. Yeah, this is totally live. Yeah. No, this is kind of like digressing, and I can do that, right? I mean, this is a live stream. I control the show. I can do whatever I want. And it's kind of cool that we sort of started on this topic of windsurf. I mean, the whole goal of me coding with AI is that it's allowing me to like take these ideas and put them out on paper. So the idea of transcribing, I didn't think was going to be a big thing until my open source repo started blowing up. I was like, yo, there's something here. And sure, there's like 10 other apps, but who cares? Like if people need this problem, it's the arena with the, you know, hot dog stand or the pizza stand idea. So like, I'm just showing up with my own offering, and I could price it the same. And if there's enough demand, I'll get some of that too. So like, why not? My app works. Like it's really good. Actually, it's really good. I'm not going to lie. And there's so many more areas to improve. So why go and code those features if there's no demand for those features yet? So get you in the door with the transcription, learn about what your process is. I can probably code that feature like in a day, in an hour, in 15 minutes with V0. I mean, we can cook. So by the way, V0 has some new updates, and those are banging. Like the updates are so good. So they use the new Vercel AI SDK documentation, the 4.0 docs, and it is really good. It starts writing type files. It follows all the paradigms of like generate object, stream object, stream text, generate text, those 4 functions for generating things, and like Zod schema validations. It is really impressive. We can cook really, really fast with V0. So I think in my next live stream, I might do some V0 sauce, use some Asset Eternity UI to pop the components into there. And then like maybe, you know, like there's so much you can do with the AI SDK. It's too good. So yeah, I want to show you some of that type of stuff because those are really fun. But you know, I also want to try to ship my app. So there's a couple of conflicts, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of this stuff. I just might do it anyways. I don't know. That's how I am conflicted. That's kind of why I do this stuff, because I want to share my passion. I'm so excited about AI. I'm so excited about coding with this stuff. I have so many ideas. And if I can just tell an, you know, Cursor, Windsurf, whoever, make this idea and it comes up with it better than I could even think about it, why not? You know, I gotta keep, I don't know. It's my favorite exercise right now. So that's what's up. So stay locked in. Thank you so much for following along. Ray Fernando 1337, rayfernando.ai, Ray Fernando, raytranscribes.com. I got you, fam. So thank you so much for tuning in, and big shout outs to my 3 current supporters. If you want to drop a support, all you have to do is just go to youtube.com/@rayfernando1337. And once you get up on there, you can actually join. So if you hit join, what that will do is basically you can join my, like, you know, let me cook. So you'll basically get a little badge and get a little loyalty badge and stuff like that. So I'm planning to do what I did last time was I basically released my vlog as a members only thing. So as a member, you got to see it several days before other people got to see it, which is nice. So you got to get some of those tips and hints and everything like that. And I, you know, by the time I released it and other people got to see it, you know, they got to get in on that. So I want to do that. I also want to do more members only in the live stream. So it's literally just for you and me, and we can kind of hang out. And then when I make my free Discord, if you're a Let Me Cook member, I'm going to have just like a members only like meetup in Discord. So you can just ask me anything, you know, once a week. We could just hang out. So once I do that, I'll probably update the plan there. So as of right now, it's $6.99, and then I'll just keep having tiers, you know, on the way up and so forth. But right now, just trying to hang out with family. Appreciate all the support. I'm not sponsored by these people, so that is what it is. I'm trying to launch my app. That's going to be the way I make money. The way I make money would just be literally just by launching my app, and then hopefully talking to you about how I launch my app and the things that I already know how to do, but trying to apply that and kind of watching me struggle through this whole type of thing. I think it's really fun. I love to try to talk to the camera. Engaging with you guys is all really fun. So this is kind of what it's all about. Being with everything. So that's kind of where we're at. So if you have any questions, definitely slide through the DMs. Big shout outs to everyone on X. If you haven't had a chance, definitely follow one of my other friends here, Yifan, at YifanBTH. Amazing content. So this guy breaks it down on YouTube on his channel. And within his channel, one of my favorite things he has is the thing about like Windsurf rules and settings, and also for Cursor as well. And like how to prompt and do all these types of things. So he's definitely breaks it down and like super duper must follow. And I think when I first started following, he had like 1,000 subscribers. Now he's like at 6,000. So he's on the way up. He's got this. Only 14 videos. He doesn't rant. He really knows his stuff, and they're really high production value. So definitely go check his stuff out. Mine's is more of kind of like this meandering live stream and just kind of being with me and hanging out while we're coding. And so I'm trying to share as much as I can, but yeah, we all have different approaches, and I feel like we all kind of have to code together. So yeah, slide through the DMs if you're trying to get access for anything. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. So peace out, y'all. Take it easy. Have fun. Be safe out there. Happy 2025, and more live streams dropping to you soon.